What's the first thing women notice? Your face. That's why you got to take care of. Simple things like getting a haircut, grooming your face, and brushing your teeth is important. But there's one thing guys miss and that women always notice. It's when a guy isn't taking care of his skin. That's why I'm so excited to have T. Shanley as a sponsor of today's video. T. Shanley simplifies the process of taking care of your skin. They provide you with all the products you need and nothing you don't. Seriously, I don't think some of you believe me when I tell you how much implementing a quality skincare routine will improve your confidence in all aspects of your life. I recommend you start with the level 1 system, which comes with all the basics: daily face wash, exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer with a SPF 20 and a PM moisturizer. But and to make it dead simple for you guys, they provide an instruction card in every box that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. But because T just sponsoring this video, they're offering you an amazing deal. Just click the first link in the description and get 40% off your first skincare system and free gift. Plus, as a member, you'll get 20% off for life. By the way, one of their new gift options is a silicone body scrubber, which is a $20 value and a complete game changer. Once you use this, you'll never go back to a regular loofah ever again. So don't wait any longer. Click the first link in the description to start your skincare journey today. Ladies and gentlemen, it's go time. What's going on, family? Welcome. Let's go ahead and introduce the panel for tonight. We got Mr. Viz, Brittany Gold, Ty from the Shy, Luis, Guy, Marble Beats, Coco, Stiletto, Miss Aisha, Hinky, myself, Lapeef, J.I. Welcome. How y'all doing?
Bless you, baby favor.
Good.
Good. Thanksgiving or something, man? You got a turkey in your mouth?
Good, brother.
What it do?
Look at my buddy, Kobe. I see you with the natural hair. I like that natural hair, Miss Di.
Thank you, Hank.
You're welcome, man.
Looks good. I see the brother Viz, man, got his Rastafarian on.
What Viz is it?
Nah, you shut this camera off.
Look, Aisha got her little natural hair out, I think. I don't know. Is that natural hair, Aisha? I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. Is it?
Yeah, this is my hair.
Oh, look at that.
Yes,
I love it.
Thanks, y'all.
I got your name right. I even got your name right.
Well, you want to know what's so crazy is that when I wear my natural hair out, and then one of y'all be giving me no compliments like y'all
Hi,
doing.
Brittany. Hi, Ty and Aisha. Hi, guys. Louie and Hank.
Hey, Coco.
Hey, Coco.
Right.
Hey, Shank, and look, and JR, the bad thing about it, they just walk right over as soon as you said that, brother. They didn't give you your moment.
Like the disrespect on my
Because
name.
we can't entertain nonsense. Come on now.
Yeah, but y'all was saying keep hope alive during the election. Well, we can't keep hope alive on that.
I know that's right.
Man, I tell y'all.
See, my man, look, he's being emotionally vulnerable, and y'all just stepped all on his emotions, man. Y'all ain't. I'm glad we're having this show today. It should be a good show.
Yeah, it is. Anyhow, I'm gonna try to start with Biz a little bit. Let me go and get the housekeeping out the way. Make sure y'all click that Tej link. That link is in the description. That's for men's skincare. That link is in the description. Build the Tej, as I always say. Let's see who we got in the chat so far. So Luis in the chat. Royce, what's going on? Sir Gray Stoke. Yeah, Stoke. Daniel Berry Sports AP, what's going on? Miss Lascara. That could be a guy. I don't know if I made a mistake. My apologies. Christopher Matthews, Couples Light. Hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel as you guys come in. It sound good. What is it? Oh, he is right there. I ain't see you. My fault, man. Yeah. Kind of give me them Jamaican vibes a little bit, man.
Wang brethren.
Let me see if I can straighten this out a little bit. There we go. All right. What's going on, Marbo? You good?
I'm good, brother. How y'all?
Doing good, man. If you want to put your camera down, you can. I don't know if you want to hold it. You want to find your little spot to put it at.
Man, my battery low.
Oh, come on.
I know, right? I'm gonna try to prop it up when it's my time to speak.
Okay. All right, I got you. All right. Let's go.
Man, shout out to all the melanin on this panel right now, though.
Mm-hmm. What you need, some oxtails over there, Viz?
No, I got some broccoli.
Okay.
Some chicken and broccoli.
Like I know I saw Costco had some oxtails, so I didn't know if you had to run up on that deal or not. I got them packaged oxtails, so need a Costco card. Let me know, brother. I'll see what we can do, man.
Y'all see, I fixed my setup now. I got my mic and stuff now.
Okay, I see.
I want to give me a new camera too, like one of those.
Oh shit! Hold on.
Dial fishing.
Look, y'all can't see my game and stuff in the back, but I like the game too. I like to do Twitch.
Look. She acting brand new tonight. Got her hair done, got a new bike. What's she feeling herself? I see you, Kobe.
You got a glow about you tonight, though, Dow. What's going on? Hold on. You glowing.
Oh, y'all. I think it's the fro, y'all. I just think it's
something. You got a glow.
Okay.
Thank you.
You got a Pam Grier on. That's what she got a Pam Grier on.
She had a good weekend, man.
Oh, okay.
Got that act right.
Who was it? What's his name?
Yes, don't do too much. I be forgetting we Facebook friends.
You got that act right.
Biz be on my page judging me, y'all. He get to see the other side.
No, don't avoid my goddamn question, ma'am. What's his name?
Hink, we gotta talk about that. Hink, you gotta approve him first before I say his name.
You're right. My bad.
Thank you, brother.
Hey, look at our hard work, man, on display. Look at our hard work.
It was a lot of windmilling going on, but we getting it there though, Lou. We getting her.
Yeah, check out
now we got to work on Brittany now. I mean, that's we're gonna take a little overtime with that one. We're gonna pray on that one.
Hold on, sir. Don't even go there. I'm gonna let you get away with that one.
We have to get the prayer warriors out for that sister. Yeah,
baby, I am filled with the Holy Spirit. Don't do me, okay?
Her and Asia/Aisha.
Hey, Aisha. Whenever he call you Aisha, just call him Hank. He hate it. Oh, I thought Hank is your name. Hank isn't your name.
Oh,
it's Hink.
I think she was intentionally doing that, man.
Yeah, she is. She being patty. That's okay. I got you.
All right, let's go get this show started, man. Again, hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. You guys seen the title: physically present, emotionally gone. Do men readily have access? So I'm gonna play this clip from the gentleman. He's actually on the panel right now. Marble Beats. This is his clip. I'm gonna play it, and we're gonna go ahead and react to it. I'm gonna have him. I may just have a couple people say how they feel about it, and get their perspective, and then I may come to him like third in the middle, and then see where he was going with it. All right, here we go. Well, this is a first. I don't know what happened there. Let me take this off and come back on there. My apologies, man. I don't know what's going on. I didn't expect that one. It must be a bad file. Give me 1 second. Y'all stall for me. Let me just do something on this side right quick. I'm trying to disregard your smiling over that tie. This shit ain't funny.
I was just gonna say the one time you got the person on the show, of course the video won't work.
Yeah, this shit ain't never happened.
It never happens.
Yeah, it is what it is.
That's that, man. It happens, man. You know, you have bad nights sometimes, man. I mean, hopefully she gets you a rematch and you get the opportunity to make up and do it all over again. I'm not saying because I experienced none of this, but I'm just talking on it to stall some time. We all need a filibuster every once in a while. Hopefully everybody's night is good.
You had a good weekend, holiday weekend too, huh? You just been nice and talkative and smiling.
I was just about to say that. Like,
like
out today.
This new Hank. His wife did him nice. She fed you well, massaged your beard for you or something. You came on here feeling great.
You know what it is?
What
it's
is
that?
It?
It was that good old beard balm that you can go get. Assured man. That assured man came through for me this weekend, and it really put me over the top. You understand what I'm saying? So time when that lucky man comes into your life and he has a beard, you make sure you get that guy some assured man.
I got you.
Right on.
Could you guys hear that?
No.
No, I didn't.
I was playing. Can you hear this?
Nope.
No.
All right. So I tried it another way. Let me see what it's saying. It's crazy, right? Yeah. Crazy work. Oh shit. Y'all can talk, man. Y'all too damn quiet now. I feel like we're wait on the verdict.
Somebody said check on Coco. What's wrong with me?
Right, you looking good. Look her face. She like, don't play with me.
Like, what they talking about?
Got to do a well-being check on you, I guess.
It's because she smiled a little bit more than often.
Look, Hank, I'm not the only one who thought you was mean either. Look, they said Hank on here smiling. He in here in a good mood. Hank said, I said he mean, y'all. And I feel like I be saying Hank cool.
Yeah, I'm not that mean. I don't know why y'all think I am.
Got to be an Aries.
Ain't that a whooping?
Yeah, you giving Aries that.
Giving Aries, yes.
Brittany, don't be like that, man. You know I'm not mean. Don't be like
Brittany like. You just attacked Brittany when she was sitting in her corner, minding her business.
Talking about I need the oil and all of that or whatever you said.
No, we said we're going to pray over the sister. We said we're going to pray over. So
y'all
is
know that's low
is that what it is?
When people be like, I'm going to pray for you. That's low key shade.
Yeah. Oh, is that what it is?
It's like when people from the South say, bless your heart. You know that they talk
what are you trying to say, Ty? We ain't really trying to bless you. We trying to curse you.
Yes. That's their nice, polite way of telling you to go.
Hold on. Aisha, you don't agree with that. You from the South too now. You gotta stand up now. Don't do that.
I definitely think you're mean.
Oh God, damn.
Thank you, Aisha. And y'all usually on the same side. So that's her being on your side. Still thinking like, hey.
Lulu, I'm over 2 tonight.
We normally have the same views on a lot of things because I am a Southern Belle. I am very conservative, right? I have conservative views. But hey, you are mean, like in real life. Like when you try to follow me on IG, I was low-key scared. I was like, wait, what is happening?
She said I was scared. God,
I told her that energy heat that you give off.
Not the Reaper in my notifications. That's crazy.
Hey, tell me if you guys can hear this. Tell me if y'all can hear this.
No.
if you getting the file straight from Instagram, they're not going to give it to you with the audio. You would have to get it from TikTok.
No, I normally get it with the audio. I'm sharing my screen. I'm sharing this window right now, so I'm just trying to find out why the audio not playing on it shared.
So does it play on your end?
Yeah, it's playing on my end. Yeah.
Okay, then I think it might have to be with how you have it hooked up.
Yeah, give me
with
one.
the output.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Let me do this because I think I might know what it is. I got it. I'm gonna figure it out right now. It's the interface. Sound. Sound. Let me do that right there. All right, tell me if y'all hit it. Input is output. Tell me if y'all hear this. Can you still hear me?
We hear you.
Okay. You still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't wait to learn about this because
what's with you? You still not?
Did you guys hear it?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here we go. About to ready to play this video now. Give me 1 second. Let me bring it back. All right, here we go.
Be with you. You know what I'm saying? You are just a cage. You hear me? You are a physical restraint from us. So what it is, a woman can be with you and leave you mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Her head is gone, bro, but her body is still there laying beside you. That's why you think she's yours, but she's waiting on the physical reality to catch up with the spiritual and the mental reality. See, that's why even though her body is there, you don't have access to it. That's why even though her body is there, you don't have you think, people would think that having access to a person means them being around you. How many people, listen, bro, I got some cold stuff for you. How many beautiful women, how many women are you around on a daily basis? You walk through Walmart, you're around women. You go to work, you're around women. But do that mean you got access to them? Just because you physically around a woman, does that mean you have access to them? Because if you don't have access to this or this, you ain't got access, brother. You just around them. Hence, therefore, a woman can be around you, even in your bed, and still not be here and here. You don't have access. She might forcibly allow you within her after you beg and plead and guilt trip her, but she's not there with you, bro. She's in a forced space. That's another reason why she's so repulsed and angry at you. Because she want to be there, but she's still stuck here with your ass. That's why she hates you so much. I ain't saying you in particular, I'm talking to these guys. She can be there physically, bro, and be gone. You hear me, bro? Bro, imagine being beside a dead person that's still living. That's a bar. Imagine being beside a dead person that's still living. You are essentially laying beside a moving carcass. Your bed ain't nothing but a casket, bro. It's just a body. In regards to you, emotionally, physically, and spiritual-wise, your bed is just a casket. Because that person is dead to you. Although their body remain, that person is dead to you, bro. So don't trick yourself into thinking because a woman is in your presence that a woman is your presence. Listen, bro, she ain't there with you, bro. That's why you be like, damn, she acting brand new, because she is. She brand fucking new. She ain't the person you met. She's not the person you fell in love with. That person you once had is no longer there. They're gone. They're deceased to you. Now, they might exist to someone else, but the person you once met, you once knew, is dead to you. She's not yours. And the same can be said about the men. In reverse, women.
All right, let's go ahead and get into it, man. Physically present, emotionally gone. Do men really have access? Let's go ahead and start with, let me start with you, Brittany. I seen you over there in deep thought. I saw the white cloud above your head. Things were formulating over there. What are your thoughts?
I agree 100%. And really, I feel like as a woman, once you detach emotionally and spiritually, or however you want to refer to it, if you have the means to go, like if you're, let's say you're in a situation where you're living together or you're married, you're gone, because once you detach emotionally, there's nothing left. But in those scenarios where a woman has to stay because of the financial dependence or whatever the case may be, you're definitely laying next to a dead body. So.
Okay. Go ahead, Aisha.
I agree as well. I think that, I think that in relationships, people don't communicate and they tend to not want to tell the other person that the feeling has changed or that things are now different. And I think that as a woman, like she said, if we have a reason, I know for me, it was my kid, right? I have a kid. So even though I was like, it was done and I was emotionally done, like I had no emotional ties to this person, I stayed for my child. So I think that sometimes there's a reason behind it, but I also think that just because you lose that emotional connection doesn't mean you can't get it back. I think that sometimes it requires a lot of work, counseling, just different things, because I think that we're so programmed to say if it don't spark us or if it don't make us feel good all the time, then it's not good for us. But nothing is going to feel good all the time, right? So I think that when you're in a relationship, especially a marriage or something long term, of course, we do the same thing every day. It's like a robot, when you're in a relationship. So sometimes the emotional aspect just automatically fades. It might not be something that's intentional. It might not be because something bad happened. It generally is just because it just faded. And so I think to get that spark back, sometimes it takes work and it takes effort to do those things. But this generation isn't willing to do that. They're like, oh, this don't feel good. It's time to go.
Okay. Let me go ahead and get Luis in there. I'm going to come to you in a second, Marbo. Get a mail in there.
Yeah, I was in like mid thought, writing down my ideas.
I should have known.
Bad. It's so I thought the video was really good. The few things that I got out of it that reminds me of some of the conversations that we've had before. This is why checking in with your person is so vital. I brought this up so many times on these discussions about checking in with your person, and and that could be just something subtle. You spending that small quality time, on the weekends where there's no distraction, no TV, and just really gauging to see what the temperature is. Like, hey, I've been doing well? Like, is there anything on your mind or concern? Like, hey, do you still feel like these things that we've set out for ourselves are they still in play? Checking in with your person is very important because it's so easy to kind of drift away and get comfortable in the monotony of the day to day that sometimes you forget the subtle touch in that connection and in that chemistry. I agree with the brother. I think that once that person is gone, they're gone. I mean, they're there physically, but you don't have their heart and mind. You can't really sway them. You can't really romance them. You can't really woo them. And I think what happens is that there are small signs along the way where you start to kind of grow apart. Maybe not right away, but there are subtle things. You don't do these activities that you used to do before. You don't spend that quality time. You don't have sex as often. You don't do these other things, right? There's that connection, that intimacy, that quality of time, and whatever that looks like for that relationship, that starts to kind of drift away, and it doesn't show up as often. And the worst thing you could allow women to do is just wonder about, like, does he still love me? Does he still care about me? Is he talking to someone else? There's all these things. You leave too much idling happening, and little by little, they kind of check out. But yeah, that's my submission.
Okay. Well, Marble, on the show video, man, you want to expand on it a little bit more?
I think I could expand more if y'all had any questions about kind of, anything about it. I mean, I can tell you where it originated from. So that particular video was actually a spin-off of first video that I did, in which I was kind of talking about the same thing. But I was talking about in regards to the same thing, like a woman is there, but she's not there. But the other video started off saying that I was telling men you should keep your hands off of other men's women. And they might have assumed that I was speaking about somebody else's woman, a married woman, or somebody else's girlfriend. But what I was actually saying in that video was sometimes you could be putting your hand on a woman that says she's yours, but she's emotionally and physically or in another dimension tied to another man. And that's why you'll see signs of it. Does that mean that all the time? No. However, I've been in 3 different relationships where I've seen when it came to that, and it was lasting like maybe for a month or two, there was somebody already in place. And so the guy responded with, "Well, man, she's still in the house with me. She my woman." And so I had to bust it down to him, like, bro, she could be physically there and not there at all, And so that was kind of my aspect of it. As far as how it gets there, I mean, that's an onion, man, and that depends on the context of the relationship. Me, through my personal experience, I've seen where, man, if you got 2 unhealed people and you got communication barriers and you got immature men and immature women emotionally who don't have the experience of a successful relationship, who hadn't even seen one, we just not equipped. And speaking for myself personally, I just started reading this book, The Superior Man, and it speaks about balancing the masculine and feminine. And me, myself, I never knew how to sit with a woman when she's going through her emotional storm. I always retreated, because when a woman is going through her emotional storm, especially if you have dissatisfied her, or what's the word? You've done something to upset her, it's abrasive, man. And that's why you hear a lot of men speaking out about how tough it is dealing with women, because emotionally we hadn't learned how to sit there with women while they are going through their storm. And see, this book teaches about it. Like, you got to sit there and be able to tolerate that. And it says wrestle that steer and love your woman through all that hard stuff. But emotionally, for men and women, don't understand. For a lot of men, we're not that mature, and they don't understand that for us. Like, if I say you my woman, you are the, other than my mom, you're the greatest woman in my life. So you have a straight connection to my ego. So if I'm not satisfying you, that speaks volume to me about myself. And when you're abrasive, it makes a man retreat. And what happens, like in my situation, is when you're abrasive with me, I retreat. And a woman might perceive my retreating as he doesn't care, but that's not it. It's not that I don't care. No, I love you. But the way you are talking to me is very disrespectful. And I can't respond to the way you're talking to me, because I feel like if I respond and I give you what you want, then I feel like I'm teaching you that this is how you speak to me. So, what I do is I retreat. It ain't that I don't want to talk about it, but I don't want you to emasculate me, because we hadn't agreed on finances, and we hadn't come to we're not equally yoked, and we hadn't agreed on it. I don't want you to emasculate me on if I'm not meeting your marks. Like, I want to know that I'm not meeting your marks, but don't emasculate me in the process. And so that's why I say, emotionally, as men, we hadn't learned how to stand there when a woman is doing it. And women from their side, they hadn't learned how to contain these tantrums and be able to speak to men in a way that's not abrasive. And that's my take on it.
I got a quick question for any of the fellas. Have you ever seen your mother cry? Like, I mean, like really cry. Maybe your dad did something, bad, or like he messed up really bad. Has anybody seen their mother cry in that kind of instance? See that look and that pain in their face.
I mean, not necessarily with that example, but I've seen her cry.
Have you
I
ever?
haven't seen it, but I've
Have you?
experienced. I've experienced the. I've heard it in my mom's voice. I hadn't seen it physically.
When you guys noticed that and saw that and bear witness to that for the first time, what was your first thought, inclination, or reaction? Did you sit with her? Did you spend time with her? Did you consult her? Or did you kind of just idle? Like, what were like your first initial kind of gut reaction when you first witnessed that?
Well, I was 10 years old when I seen that when my dad left my mom. I mean, it wasn't really nothing I could do. I just sat beside her on the bed. That's about as much as I could do. I mean, what can I say? I'm 10 years old. I don't know shit. I don't know what to say. I just know my dad was packing a bag and leaving. That's all I know. And so she was in there, crying, upset. I'm just sitting there holding her. That's. But what else could I do at the time?
Yeah, the reason why I bring that up is because I'm trying to kind of tie back into Marlo's point. Is sort of your experience, like in a relationship, is different, but like you first experiencing a woman go through something like that of her own plight, right? And you either knowing how to stay in that kind of space and perhaps either console her, not even saying anything, but just being present in that space. That is a different kind of feeling from those who have gone through that for the first time. To Marlo's point, being in a relationship and going through that storm.
I want to actually. You actually made me think about something, bro. It's crazy. So me growing up, my dad was in a home, and I'm not gonna lie. My mom was abrasive. My dad was pretty much I ain't gonna say passive guy. He wasn't even passive aggressive. He just a quiet guy. And my mom would do this all the time about small things, big things, anything. And he'll maybe explode, nothing crazy. Maybe he'll take 3 or 4 months of that, and he might curse out, nothing, super disrespectful. He'll just get mad and kind of put in her place, you know. But saying that to say, I'm knowing I got his type of style. Like I don't, and I know I did that with my mom, because my mom approached us the same way she approached my dad. She was abrasive. You got dishes in the sink, she about to come at you. And from that experience, I get agitated with that if I see it in a woman. You know what I'm saying? I can't sit in it because I sat in it growing up. And if it's your mom, you ain't gonna disrespect it. You had to be there. And now when I see it, it's almost like I don't have the temperament for it. And I'm learning that as a man, we have to though. And just like I'm reading this book, like because if we don't sit through it with them, somebody else will sit through it with them. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I would have to challenge that a little bit and say that I don't think that you have to learn how to build a temperament with that woman, especially if she's intentionally doing it. So there's another good book to read that's called The Masculine in Relationships. And in that book, it talks about how women will essentially test you as a man to see how far it is that they can push you. And if you allow for that to continue to happen time after time, she's going to continue to do that. And that is a way for her also to slowly and to slowly distance herself and also give herself a reasoning as to why in justifying it. So I don't think that men should necessarily tolerate it, but I think they should understand their woman, their partner, wife, whoever it may be, I think that they should understand who she is, and then essentially understand how to tame her. Because once you tame her, is from there you should be straight. But if you allow for her to, continue to run over you, then that's where the problem comes. Another thing too, for Marbo, I think that you, from you saying that you've had 3 other experiences with women that were similar, I think you're almost attracted to women just like your mother. Naturally, in most cases, men are attracted to women that are like their mother, because that's where we learn love from. So it might be in that situation, I think that is more so a test for you and finding where it is that that you're comfortable with, where you feel vulnerable, and also to stretch you in development in your own personal development. So I think that you're definitely on the right track, but I don't think that you should. I don't think that you should think, or we should tell men to tolerate women that are intentionally abrasive. Now, if I can help you grow out of that and you're willing to, then okay, cool, let's get through this. But if you're intentionally doing it with maliciousness, then this is no point. Just find another one.
I just want to say something real quick. Viz, I partially agree with what you're saying. And what Marbo said, I don't really like the word tame. That word is like, because your woman is not a dog, right?
Hey, that's
you don't want us to come
y'all
in
are
and
unstable
tame
creatures.
you, and we are, which is why I agree with what Marbo is saying to a certain degree, right? No, you shouldn't have to tolerate a woman that intentionally does it, but women are always going to be a little bit more emotionally unstable than men, just because of our biological makeup. Let's just say, for instance, a woman around her period or menstrual cycle time is a little bit different than she is the rest of the month. She might be moody. She might be, a little bit more irritable. It's not that she's doing it intentionally. That's just how our bodies work and how we react to it. Now, I understood what Marbo was saying with understanding your woman and being able to sit with her through that. No, you shouldn't have to sit with her being constantly disrespectful to you for any reason, but you should learn to sit with your woman through those stages, because we're not always going to be on one playing field. That's just not how women are built, right? We're going to have our up days. We're going to have our down days, just like you guys, but we are way more emotional. So it's always going to come out of us for most women. Some women aren't like that, but most women are like that. So you do have to learn to deal with that. And at the same time, there will be certain times where you have to also put your foot down, because like you were stating, a woman that deals with a man that she realizes that she can run over will run right over you, right, to the next man, because it's not that we are, going to go back and test you. It's really to see how much can I really trust in you to lead this. If I could run over you, then it's no way you could lead this household. So now I need to move on to somebody else who's a little bit more stronger. That don't mean you taming me, though, right?
Ty, with everything that you named, those are literally moments in where a woman, from a male's perspective, this is me using man lingo.
Okay,
that's when you have to be. That's when I got to tame you. If you acting in a chaotic state because you're menstruating, or you're going through this, you're going through that, or whatever, in order for me to get you to be back balanced, it takes for me to tame you. So I understand that. I understand that.
Can I speak on that?
I understand that. I understand that word is triggering, but when if we're looking at it from a societal aspect, right? Okay. We use the word tame, or we hear it rather with
wild animals.
Right, with wild animals. Now, with these wild animals, you're not going out and beating these wild animals into submission.
You
That's
actually
not
do.
how it works.
For instance, with stallions, with horses, my father used to be around horse farms, and we would go out and watch them tame wild horses, and they would use whips and whip them, lasso them, pull them, surround them, intimidate them. They would try to break them in order to tame them. That's how you
That's a
tame
male horse, though.
animals.
A stallion is a male horse. So
Right, it is though, but that's how you tame wild animals, period. You have to beat them into submission. So that's what I'm saying. Tame wouldn't be the best word for that, because there's no way you can tame your
Hold
woman
on,
through
y'all.
a
Hold on.
menstrual period.
Hold on, y'all. Let me get
Yeah,
Marvel in.
but
Hold on, let me get Marvel in there. I know he not.
We gotta clarify the tame part though. I think that is I get
Can
what
we
you're
use
saying, but it's
can we
still
use regulate instead of tame? Help regulate her and her emotions.
Regulate can be
What's
a
wrong with
it
regulate?
means it's the same shit.
No, it's
You know what I'm
not.
No,
saying?
it's
You
not.
don't regulate animals. You tame
Let
them,
me
and you
Google it.
regulate
We're
people.
not gonna do that.
You don't tame
Look,
people. You
You
regulate
can
them.
just stay calm. You
But
can always
again,
just say to calm her.
it's
there we go.
let's
Coco.
use the example that Ty said. So she said that if you allow for this woman to continue to run over you, she's essentially attempting to break you. So why is it different in that
Wait. Before we go
example?
there, can we get everybody's opinion about the clip first?
No, don't try and change the subject now because
I don't
I
think, but
pointed
that's
it
not
out.
how
oh,
I
you
think. It's not
echoed.
about.
All right,
It's
You
not
let me
about
do that.
echoed.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on, because Marvel not gonna be here unless he wants to. But I
Oh.
know he gets short on time, so I want to make sure we get when we want to get in, we get him in there. Go ahead, Marvel.
Now, before y'all
Yeah,
move
because I
out there,
really want to talk to him. So make sure you get everybody's opinion on the clip too.
okay, for sure. I wanted to speak to that, just for some clarification for my brother and my sister. So, brother, when I'm based on the book, when I mean tolerate, I might have used the wrong word, like you use tame. Like I guess it's not so tolerate. It's more so and I agree with you, bro.
No,
Natural
I've
way
read
that
the book, so I know what you're talking about.
right. Right. So there's a natural way that if you know your woman, there's a natural way she responds when she's emotional. If you know your woman, there's a natural way, and then there's a way that you also know that she's intentionally doing something to push you. And see, that's not what we're addressing. I'm addressing that regular, maybe at work, coming home, irritation, maybe something going on, irritation, maybe you hurt her in some type of way, but you can't sit with it. And she asks, well, how can you calm your woman down? And so you already read that book, right? So the way the book describes it, and as I know, is by loving your woman in that moment. Not loving your woman in a moment where you know she's intentionally saying things to prick at you. But I'm talking about in a moment where she's really hurt or disappointed or upset. And I never learned how to just sit with that. I've actually done it with my mom once or twice. I'm like, all right, this is how you get my mom to calm down. And for me, it was physical touch and just giving love. And that's how you, I don't want to say tame, but that's how you tame the beast, that angry spirit inside of you. You based on the book, if you read the book, you do it with love. Because let me make this point. A lot of times that chaotic spirit is coming out of a fear of safety, desire, and security. So when I feel like when they're doing that without the intent on manipulating or trying to control, when they're doing that, they want to know that they're secure. So
Right.
she's gonna feel secure if you retreat from her during those times. If you become quiet, if you retreat, if you don't sit through the issue and talk about it, if you blow it off, if you deflect it. And see, I'm just basing it off of what I do. I can't say that you other men did it, but I'm learning from myself. I retreated. I didn't address the issues. You know what I'm saying? I didn't stay with her when she was going through it. I made her feel like she was crazy for talking about the things she was talking about. And yes, she was abrasive in the manner in which she was saying it. But I couldn't sit with, I didn't sit with her and love her through it. And again, brother, I agree with you. Not when they being manipulative and they doing stuff purposely to prick at you. Usually when they doing that, they tired of you. They tired of your ass. They doing something to push you out the door by that time. But that's my take on that.
I think yes and no. I mean that goes back to again that goes back again to it being in their nature to make sure that I'm safe and secure here, just like you said. So if she feels safe and secure, you're gonna experience that a lot less. But if she doesn't, then it's gonna be more often, because now she's consistently trying to see, are you going to show up in the way that she wants or expects for you to?
All right. Let me get some other folks in there. I think that I haven't gone. Coco and Hink are the last three, right? Everybody else went? Okay. Go ahead, Dad, Coco. And Hink.
I agree with he said for the most part. Like they said, women, I just found out that our body, our hormones don't just change around our period. It actually changed 4 times a month, almost weekly, you know? But what Marbo is speaking about is
Sounds
something.
unstable to me.
But what Marbo said is, it could be unstable. You could feel what you feel, but it's how you react to how you feel. So just because we're feeling those and experiencing those emotions, don't mean we're reacting to them. If you're aware of them, then you know how to move for the week. You know how to, you know where to put yourself. But what he's speaking about, I feel like I'm currently going through. With somebody that I feel like is special. And I do feel like all the things he said, y'all know I'm gonna get emotional when I talk about emotional stuff. Don't, Marbo, this your first time. I'm emotional, okay? I'm sensitive. I'm coming into my womanly self. I'm learning how to address things with my emotion and not with anger. But like he said, some guys, they'll try to, like, while we in that moment, they'll try to guilt trip you into sex and stuff like that. And just to stick up for some of those guys, I don't feel like all guys like try to guilt trip you, but the reason why he's guilt tripping you, because with you retreating and trying to protect yourself from the past, now his ego is hurt. And now he feel like he needs this in order to continue and believe that, you know, you're on a certain space. I do feel like once you come to that point in a relationship, it is very hard to come back to love, because if it did start from the guy not doing what he was supposed to do in a relationship first, and me taking the things he doing personal, whatever happened, if it started from a toxic place, once I've retreated, like he said, that's when the guy started realizing, like, damn, I wasn't there for her. I wasn't there for her. So now he's questioning me about my emotions, and he want me to explain them. And I feel like when I first started explaining them, it was in a bogus manner. Now that we're in a more healthy place, sometimes because it still comes with that same emotion, I might be saying things differently now and I'm using different words, but I feel like he still takes it personal because he feel like he's failing, you know, he feels like he's not meeting those expectations. Like we had a conversation today about something and I felt like I gave my opinion. I was careful with my choice of words, but just because the emotion behind it, he kept saying I was degrading him. And that was kind of like hurting my feelings, because it's like I need to feel how I feel, and I'm trying my best to pick my words correctly. But no matter what words I choose, all he hears is failure, 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 you know, or, you know, like, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. So that's why I'm starting to understand when I hear on these panels, like sometimes things are at a point to where they can't be fixed, because it's like, yeah, like at what point do you just, you know, and I don't like the word tame. I don't like the word tame. I feel
But
like a
that,
lot of the times, wait, let me finish speaking.
Hold on,
Let me
Biz.
finish speaking. I feel like a lot of the times when women deal with their emotions, because kids are usually emotional too, and because animals sometimes have to be tamed, they try to put us with kids and they try to put us with animals. And we're not kids, like real women. I'm not talking about the women that's the problem. I'm talking about like real women, like he said, women who's just at a breaking point. I'm not talking about the women who do stuff to try to see where you at and then she pulls back, but the woman who really tried her best and now she's like mentally and spiritually not there. This is our reaction to things. Just like sometimes when y'all tell us y'all reaction to things is a certain way, it's like we might not understand it because we have more emotions than y'all. We have more empathy, but we have to learn it. That's just how a woman is. When she's pulled back, she might look like the woman who's being manipulative. But like he said, like, well, I think a couple of y'all said it. You got to get to know that woman. You got to get to know her background. You got to see what she's doing it for. But if we talk about that, we change in the situation Marbo was speaking about. He's talking about the woman that's mentally and spiritually not there. That's not something she just, like, you can't just choose to not spiritually and mentally be there. That's not who we are. That's not how it is, an emotion. But at some point, your brain then endures so much that is now you're literally detaching. And when you're detaching, it looks ugly, it look evil, it look mean, it look bogus, it look a lot of toxic ways. And like he said, I'm not gonna lie, at first when I started expressing myself the correct way, with him being combative and just taking everything personal instead of just sitting there and listening, it was making things worse. But now that he's listening, because me, eventually I just shut up. But then when he realized like he was no longer had access to me, that's when he was like, okay, now I want it. But then when I started giving it to him, it was just like he didn't really know how to accept it, even though I'm saying it in a positive way. Go ahead. When I see his hand go up, I was finna land my plane, Lapeef. Hold on. I was finna land my plane, Lapeef, but when his hand went up, I lost my train of thought. Me and he just went through this on his podcast. Biz tend
Wait, no, I gotta ask a question.
To interject before I can land my plane. And if I don't land my plane, now it seems like I was just rambling. He does that to me.
Let's go to Coco.
I gotta just one question, bro. One question. So, Di, out of everything that you just said, did you ask him why he acts or responds or reacts that way? Because it doesn't sound like you asked him. Okay, so what?
Yes, I did. I just told you. He felt like I was saying he wasn't. He felt like I was degrading him. He felt like he wasn't satisfying me. Like the things that I just told you.
Right. Listen. Right. Hear my question. Hear my question now.
See, I told you it would be right away, man. She just actually.
Hear my question out. So there has to, the same way that you have whatever trauma that you've experienced in which causes you to respond in this emotional way. Have you tried to connect with him to see what trauma it is that he's experienced so that you understand how to navigate with him?
Yes, sir. And I think that's the reason why we lasted this long. In the beginning, because I'm older, I was navigating with him, and now he's trying to learn how to navigate with me. And I feel like when he was being like trying to treat me like because I'm like my emotions were so much, with him yelling or retreating, it didn't make me feel safe. But when he actually said, okay, I understand where you're coming from, I hear you, that really helped me more than you can ever know. It made me feel like, damn, now he's here with me, where I felt like the reason why he was making mistakes in the first place is because he was scared to be here with me, you know? But now I can actually feel him here with me. It's like, now I don't have to deal with these emotions on my own. And the only reason why I feel like in my situation, not everybody's, because I would not come into a relationship like this. Let me just start there. The only reason why I feel like he's responsible is because we've been in this for 6 years. And a lot of the things that I'm responding to is trauma that he has caused, not other men.
Okay. Thank you for that, Di. Thank you, Brother Viz. Coco and Heat.
Well, I want to say I agree. I have a question for Marvo, but I also just have I agree with what everybody's saying. I think maturity comes a lot into it with the man when he's dealing with a grown woman. And I'll just go by just some of my experiences. I've always liked older men. So what? I've always dated older men. So they were always, I don't know, they just always understood me. So around that time of the month or whatever, no arguments or anything. Like maybe the first couple months or whatever, I might be irritable or something, but then it's like smooth sailing. And it wasn't until about a few years ago, the first time I dated a guy that was probably my age, which is still young for me. And it was around that time. Sometimes a lot of women, we don't realize that we are in that state of mind when we're in that state of mind. You know, when it's that time of the month, you know, we might be thinking about the cramps and the demeanor. We just don't know until the guy says something or point it out, or until we sit back and be like, damn, like you irritable. Like, so we have to find out ourselves sometimes. So it wasn't until I dated a guy that was my age and just being my normal self around that time, that motherfucker barked at me. He was like, "What the fuck wrong with you?" And I looked at this motherfucker like, did like, dude, I've been telling you for the last 2 days. I got a headache, my back hurt, my stomach hurt, and you want to argue with me because you tired of me being irritated and laying in the bed? Like I've never heard of that shit in my life because I was always dating an older guy. Now I date this guy my age. Well, I got feelings too, and you walking around and you just want to be in the bed. And in my mind, I was like, I'm not about to argue with this dude about this shit because we about to tear this house up because I'm already like on 10 and you mad at me because I'm irritated. Make it make sense. I think it's maturity. So when men get mad at women, or like when Viz just said, "Well, how do you know what's in his mind? When what are you trying to figure out what's going on?" I ain't trying to figure out what's in his head when I'm cramping. You know what I'm saying? So then I get
There
back
we
in the
go.
relationship. Hold on,
There we
no, let me
go.
finish. So now I
There
get
we
in the
go.
relationship
Tell the
with an older
truth.
guy again. I get in a relationship with an older guy again. Same thing, nothing. And then one day I just started seeing. So I'm like, why is it every time around that you just know, like he just knew, like chocolate snacks not bothering me. He leave the room, he watched football somewhere else. It was like we just had a flow. And then one day I saw him looking in his calendar or whatever, and I saw his calendar. He had my period cycle, he had my attitude, like he had all that shit in there. He's a military guy, older. And one day I was like, what the hell? He was like, He was like, we get along because of this calendar. And I was like, how? Like, because that's why I like older men. Because I ain't got me and younger guys or immature ones. We gonna argue and we never gonna get along because I'm not about to explain to you why I feel this way right now. And this is every month. And every month you want to have you want your feelings stroked. You gotta understand as a man that at that point in time you need to love me through that because you're not making it no better. So as far as Marbo, your video, you're saying these things about those women. You're saying these things about your women, and you're saying I can't sit in that and things like that. So, at what point did you realize, with that mindset, that because you grew up that way, not being able to sit in a woman yapping or whatever you guys want to call it, At what point did you realize that you lost a woman's emotions, and all she had was just her physical there for you?
Well, I mean, my situation is a real onion. So it ain't. I didn't lose her because I per se didn't sit with her. Now that probably made her feel like I didn't care. But I don't know if I speak on my situation. It's a real onion. Ask me that question again so I can hit it dead on because I don't want to get into my
Well,
situation because
no.
it's deep.
Well, you were talking in general about when a woman's emotions, a woman is led by emotions, a woman's gonna, her feelings, everything about her emotionally is going to leave that man before she physically does, which is very true. What I'm saying to you is that something that you read, or is it something that you realize in your experience? She gone.
Oh
You know what I'm saying? She ain't
no no
feeling me
no
like
no
that no more. You
no
know?
no! Listen, y'all about to laugh. Man, I just grew up in January. I'm about to be 39. You know what I'm saying? Next year. No, for real. I've been mature in the sense of a man who works and provides, but not mature in a relationship. But I figured because I was unhealed myself, and I went through stuff with my lady, so it ain't been perfect on both sides. I couldn't respond to her in the way she needed me to respond because she hurt me, and because she didn't give me a level of security, I could never open back up to her, which caused her which caused me to stay over here and which eventually pushed her over here where she died. But she had died on me before. Listen, I need y'all to understand. 14-year relationship, she died on me before and stayed dead to me 5 years. She came back and want to put the family together. I didn't trust her, but I wanted my family, wanted kids. So while I was there, I didn't get the truth I needed from what occurred in the past. So I kept one foot in, one foot out. And I was now me going through the situation. I know as a man, if I wasn't gonna do all the way, I shouldn't have got back in the situation. That's me learning now, but and that's the basis of that. As far as the emotional part and what I learned about how to sit with a woman and her emotion, I just learned it maybe last week from reading the book. But no, I'm serious because I've always ran from that. Like like I could literally not be there because I couldn't handle it. you know. So emotionally, I wasn't mature. And actually, what we call emotionally mature is actually emotional intelligence. I didn't have the knowledge. It's not maturity, it's just the knowledge. And the men you deal with have the knowledge because they got the experience of dealing with women. And they had to bump their head. See, I had to bump my head and lose my family at the age 38 to learn this shit. You understand what I'm saying? To learn that if you ain't gonna be all the way right, then don't get back in it. You know, it's a lot of lessons. I had to get back on my God walk. I mean, it's a lot of stuff I had to come to. I just became a man in the sense of a man for my family. So
give yourself grace.
Yeah,
because you have to realize you didn't cause that. A lot of men have to realize, especially when you're dealing with a parent, a mother, because I have to warn some of my friends who are single mothers, like, you putting too much pressure on them kids. That is not for that kid to be dealing with. You are emotionally overwhelming this kid. You're supposed to be praying to God. Why is you telling this kid, like, that's why he said, have you seen your mother cry? Because mothers who emotionally know who they are, being around your kid with that, and then he going into high school and now he got his girlfriend plus your emotions, and then they never, like, you never got any peace. You know what I'm saying? You have to understand that it's not all on you. And I feel like, I'm not gonna say it's just single mothers, because it's women, it could be bogus wives. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why I'm using single mothers as an example, because like when Hink said, when his mother left, he was 10 years old enduring all that emotion. You know what I'm saying? And all glory be to God, Hink is a great man now. But some men don't turn out like that. They end up despising having to be that, to be that support for their wives because of how much their mother has overwhelmed them. So I just want you to give yourself grace. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just didn't want to lose that thought.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Damn, but when I don't want to lose my thought, it's no, wait. God damn. You see how double-sided this shit is?
Because your thoughts be talking and longing.
We
So
add that to the back end.
Compared to die?
Biz, we the same. Don't be hating.
Hell no. Fuck out of here, man. And Coco, I heard you say I don't give a fuck how you feeling. I ain't finna say how I'm feeling.
She was talking about when she's on her period.
Y'all double-sided than a motherfucker, man. It's a one-way street.
No, it's not double-sided. A man that will sit there. You cut me off now. You cut me off now. You cut me off now, sir. So this, let me just finish my point. Because
no, you already finished your point. You finished your point.
This is a perfect example.
I don't
this
care
is
how
a perfect
you feel.
example.
I feel how I feel. How I feel. How you feel don't matter because I'm PMSing and I'm doing this and no man, that shit.
No, you're an emotional man. If I'm minding my business and I'm in the bed all day minding my business and you coming up mad about it, like dude, like what is up with you? I'm minding my business. So like, why are you mad at me?
How long? How long was you?
It's selfish because you want her to cater to you at that moment and you know what's been going on. It's like, dude, like, go play pool or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, why you want to pick at it?
How long was you ignoring them?
Hold on.
Viz, don't fight her. Let her speak her truth, Viz.
Viz, I just want to throw this one little point in there. If somebody came up and kicked you, hold on, real quick. I'm sorry, Hing, real quick. If somebody came up and kicked you in your balls,
what
would you then just listen? I'm just talking about a woman dealing with her cramps on her period. We're in constant pain. Okay, we're in constant pain. Our emotions are everywhere. We're irritable. We're tired. Your back hurt. Your legs hurt. Stuff hurt. You hungry. You mad. If somebody came up and kicked you in your balls, because that's the closest pain you're going to understand to being on your period for a full week, do you then want your girl to turn around and say, do you care about how I feel in this moment? No, you don't. You don't care about how she feels. You're in pain. Let's make it normal that when the person, whoever that is in pain, that they could just be in pain in that moment. I don't have to think about you right now. I'm going through a whole thing with my body. I could talk to you next week when my period is done and I'm done bleeding like the red, you know.
And women should do that with men too.
Next
That's what I'm
week,
saying. I'm saying it should be the same way. Give her the time, give her the space in that moment.
Next
no,
week.
She's not thinking about you, and that's okay. That's
not
5
okay
seconds in a woman's life that she's not thinking about how to take care of her man,
Let them
her
speak the
kids,
truth,
and
yes.
everybody else around. Women, a good woman is always thinking about her family and what she can do for her family and how she can make y'all happy and how she can bring more into the house. For that little bit of time, that 3 to 5 days, if she forget to think about you because she a little moody, be okay with that. It's okay.
But
she will be back to herself in 48 hours. Give her
no, but how can you say that she's for her family, but she said forget how I feel as a man?
In that moment, because
I'm in pain. Guess what? I am family. I am family. I know you don't. I know y'all ladies. I know most of y'all ladies just think your kids is your family, but guess what? Who's also your family?
Man and your kids.
Yeah, but you don't care about me. You said the hell with you for these 48 hours. The hell with you.
Why do you want so much attention at that moment? Like, why is it so important at that moment?
You see how dismissive y'all sound? Y'all sound dismissive as fuck.
We don't, because if you...
I feel like Chad don't sound dismissive, but Coco, you do sound dismissive. I don't think Chad sounds dismissive, but I think Coco sounds dismissive.
Right. I don't sound dismissive.
I don't think Chad sounds dismissive.
Because if a man is in pain, if you go through a surgery, you have a back injury or whatever, a woman is going to dote on you, hand and foot, make sure you're good. A good woman is going to be there for you. She not going to say, well, baby, you ain't think about how tired I am. I've been up since this morning, last night. No, we're not even going to bring up ourselves or how we feel because it's about you. So all I'm saying is when your woman is on her period, she's going through that process and you know she's in pain, she's having a bad day, let her be in that process. For that one day, I don't have to think. Why do I have to think about you too? Why?
So
just give me a minute.
Here's the thing. Y'all
do deserve an explanation. Like, give them a decent
explanation.
Hold on. Everybody.
Hold on. Slow down, Dad.
Everybody. Let's let Hink give his take on it, and then we can kind of circle back around. Because he's the last person I really spoke on the video. I'm not sure we lost Marble. I know Marble wasn't going to be on here too long, so hopefully he just fell off. But I'm checking my chat. Go ahead.
Look, in the famous words of Aisha, how long? How long? You remember you said it last week? How long? How long do men got to deal with this? Because let me tell you, y'all the women start your menstrual cycle at the age of 11. And then after your menstrual cycle, you go through menopause, hot flashes. So we're going to be dealing with y'all bullshit for the rest of y'all life because y'all don't know how to act. But yet y'all got triggered when my man said train. Yeah, we got to train ourselves. We got to care about y'all emotionals. We got to care about how y'all day at work is. We got to care about this and that. But please believe, y'all selfish ass, and I said it Sunday, women are selfish. Most of these women are selfish. And listen to these conversations explains why I said what I said on Sunday. Women are selfish. They don't give a shit. If I'm going through my shit for 5 to 7 days, you need to tolerate it. You need to accept whatever bullshit I have to give you. You need to accept it and be okay with it. Sit there right with me and suffer the mental anguish I'm about to put your ass through for these next 5 to 7 goddamn days. You know why? Because I don't give a damn about you. Fuck your feelings, Coco said. Your feelings don't matter to me. It's all about this menstrual cycle that I'm going through. And when I'm done, I need to sit my stanky ass in a goddamn bathtub full of vinegar and water. Because you don't give a shit about us. They don't give a goddamn about our black fellas. I tell you all the time they don't. When they don't care about your mental, because that shit, you go through some mental shit. You go through some up and downs, but they don't matter. Put your shit on the goddamn back burner. It's all about me. It's all about what I'm dealing with. I don't care. You start talking about your problems, and guess what? They'll find a way to flip that shit and make it about them. Do you going through a deep depression? Fuck your depression. Cut your goddamn riff all I care. It's all about what I'm dealing with at work. Diane is getting on my goddamn nerves. I'm sick of that bitch. But dog, they talking about laying me off. I don't give a damn if you lose your goddamn job. I'm gonna leave you anyway, because you ain't got a goddamn job. Shout out to Brittany and Aisha. I'm gonna leave your ass anyway, because you're unemployed. Fuck your goddamn job. It's all about me. When I'm on my menstrual, when I'm dealing with my hot flashes, when I'm just going through a bad day. It's all about me. The selfish bullshit that men have to do. It's hard to be a man dealing with in a relationship. It is. They don't understand what marriage is really about. Like I said before, they don't give a damn. They love the thought of marriage. But when you got to sit there and put your hard hat on 7 days, 365, they're not willing to do it. Because you got to give them a week off. Why? Because they're going through their goddamn menstrual. You got to give them another week off because they're going through hot flashes. Don't touch me. Leave me alone. Get out of here. I don't care about what you're going through. I don't care about what you got to say. I don't care about your feelings. It's all about me. It's all about what I need. And then they sit there and say, we give. No, you don't. Because if you give, you will give your presence to me when I'm going through my shit. But you don't listen. We can't be vulnerable with ladies. Why? Because you're not willing to listen and open up. You don't give a man a safe place to talk. You don't give a safe place to y'all don't even want to listen. Don't want to listen. But yeah, we got to do everything y'all want us to do. We got to be your counselor. We got to be your guidance director. We got to be your problem solver. We got to financially. And look what my buddy Coco doing. See what I'm talking about? They don't give a shit about. She playing the violin because she don't give a shit about what he got to say. Thank you for proving my point. I rest right there.
I can honestly say,
hey, don't forget the social anxiety, Hank.
I can feel where Hank coming from. I hear this from a lot of men, and I tell my friends this all the time. They do feel like men should just know, and I'm like, no, you have to communicate. You have to let him know, okay, today ain't a good day. Hey, I'm finna be like me. I try my best to communicate because y'all see how sensitive I am, and they're like, why you explain that? He should already know. Like, it's just common courtesy. Like, you have to like he said, if we've been going through this since we was 11, by a certain age, we should be knowing, okay, I'm finna be moody. I'm finna be this and I'm finna be that. And I don't think they're saying we can't be that, but I think they're saying be aware of how much it takes for them to endure that. I think that's what they're saying. And I think they're saying some women, because I'm not saying all women, but from what Hank's speaking about, I can say I do experience this with my friends. They just be feeling like, I'm a woman, I'm the prize, and you need to, like, if I'm moody, just deal with it. Like, as long as I'm cooking your breakfast every day, as long as I'm doing your laundry, I do feel like, I don't think all women are like that, but I think some women just be like, I'm emotional, just deal with it. And I feel like at all times, if you know you're going through a mood swing, or if you realize, like, damn, like, say if you didn't know and you like, oh shit, I was just kind of like moody, like, my bad, I'm irritated today. Don't take it personal. You know what I'm saying?
Not Coco. Coco, like, get the fuck out my face. I don't want to hear shit.
I agree with that. It's nothing wrong with that. And it's been times where I had to be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was a bitch today. I had to think about it. I must be about to start my period. I'm being a bitch. I am so sorry. But
like I said, sometimes we don't know until after we've already been in that mode. And you go like, you check yourself like, okay, you need to go lay down or something because you snapping on everybody today. You just snapped at work. You just snapped at your mama. Like, go sit down.
You just extra irritable.
So Coco, if he immediately, Coco, what you're saying, if he immediately responded, like, what the fuck is going on versus, damn, babe, what's wrong with you today? That's what you're saying, like the younger guy, he just responded.
Oh yeah,
what the fuck is going on?
Man, yeah, it was like the first day. Like I was in the bed the whole day, and I mean, most women, we're not about to announce, I'm on my period, I'm having cramps, so I just was in the bed that day, all day. I got up, went to the bathroom. I got up, made breakfast for us. I ate, and then he asked me to go somewhere with him, and I said I ain't feeling it. And then he like, all right, he left, came back, and then he sat down, he watching TV. And then I was like, let me go to the bathroom. I get up, go to the bathroom. Next thing I know, I come back, and he like, what the fuck? Like, he just started going off. And I was just trying to figure out, like, so are we supposed to argue because I got to add it? I don't think you're supposed to argue because you don't know what's wrong with me, right? Like, I never had to argue with nobody that was wondering why I was in my mood. I wasn't doing shit to him. You know what I'm saying?
You was
make it make sense.
Yeah, you sure.
And like I said, in my other experiences,
out of nowhere just came up and was like, "Oh, this bitch tripping, man. What the fuck you like?" That just randomly happened. Like there's There's no backstory, no context, nothing else to it. It was just you made breakfast. You're 30 plus.
Again, let's stop, because you don't know the story. You don't know the story. What I just said to you is what happened. And what I'm trying to say to you is he knew. Then let me finish. Then let me. It doesn't. What? Okay, like I said, at the end of the day, that's what he wanted. And he said, man, you just been quiet all day. I'm gonna go out. You don't want to go nowhere. And I'm thinking like, I guess I can get up and go somewhere, but I'm gonna be in the attitude then. So it's just kind of like, but it wasn't nothing I did to him. He wanted attention at that time, Viz. So that's what he wanted to do, making a point to get some attention, whether it was arguing, whether it was, saying whatever it was, he did that to get some attention from me because I was minding my business. After
but Coco did it.
What's the problem with
Coco? At the end of the day, he was too young and immature.
What's the problem with that? What's the problem with that man wanting some attention? And why would you not give him attention if y'all
how he went about it? How he went about it?
If that's what he went about
it.
Well, Coco, like
he did say what I was doing.
But Coco,
he did not.
You said that he said he wanted to go out. That's literally what you just said.
Him no. Yeah, and I told him no. And that was earlier in the day. So I guess he came back home late in the day and thought about why I didn't leave early in the day. You too emotional. You don't want a period today, to be honest. So how long?
Right now, what you get is a sample what that man had to deal with.
I see.
Yeah.
So how long before that did you not give him attention? Because why did he choose that one day to say, "Oh, I need attention"?
It wasn't about attention. It was about me being quiet, being off it. Like he said, you quiet, you standoffish, you been in the bed all day, you ain't trying to. You see, it's like, okay, that's exactly what I've been doing all day. Why is it an issue?
Because he wanted attention.
Coco,
you just said that.
Coco, did it ever dawn to you at least that
it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yeah, but Coco,
I don't feel good. So make it make sense. Like, why are you picking at me? If every man in my life has been able to just be cool and they understand, give her space, then I come with this little immature ass dude that don't understand what the fuck women go through to give me a moment instead. And then when you want to speak your moment, you want to argue about it. No, you don't got to yell at me. You don't got to argue with me. You can tell me to shut the fuck up and I'm going to shut up. But don't come at me all mad because you don't like that I'm chilling and minding my motherfucking business.
All right, go ahead, Luis.
But Coco, one thing I gotta say is that you gotta understand, not all men are socially calibrated. Like the man that you brought up as an example earlier, who took the time to fill out his whole calendar and figured out when the moon is gonna be at whatever angle. Is it half? Is it 3/4? And figured out your whole cycle period. There are men who honestly are oblivious to that. There are men who obviously were never trained about that. There are men who grew up in a certain masculine house frame. They didn't grow up with a bunch of sisters and a mom who led the house. That like those are specific other types of men who grew up that type of way and know that. However, this goes back to communication and checking in with our person. Hey, babe, I'm not feeling well today and I'm not going to feel well this week. How's you go chill with your boys? How's you know what I'm saying? You go hang out with your family this weekend. I'm just going to stay in the house this weekend. I'm not up for it. Let's try this again next week. Boom. Case cut, short, whatever. I'm pretty sure if you would have said that very simple and directly, he would have went out his way and said, what do you need from me to feel better? Do you need anything from me? Do you need me to get anything for you? And if the answer is no, he'll move on. If it's yes, he'll go out of his way to ensure that he gets the things that you need so you can feel better and therefore leave you alone to your time. I understand that some men, I have good energy, and when I'm around people, I like them to also have good energy as well. And if you're not in the mood, just simply say that. I understand that I could read the room a lot better, but there's guys that are just not socially calibrated like that. They just don't think that way. You know what I'm saying? And we have to come to the conclusion and understanding that those dudes are never going to be, and that's okay, because I'm sure there are other inherent tangible attributes about them that you like about them. They just don't have or possess that right there. And sort of this is where communication and checking in with our person comes into play. Are you?
All right, hold tight, y'all. Hold tight, hold tight. Let me see super chats right quick, man. I have another video I want to put in. Eagle Wings, $2. Appreciate it. Me University, $2. Controlling the human is mentally impossible. LOL. Me University again, $2 says you don't have to process her emotions, just pray. Thank you, Mr. Me University and Eagle Wings. Appreciate your support. Hit the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let me go ahead and run this next clip. Okay, so it looked like that way it's not going to work. So let me do it the other way. Run into that issue again. Look like.
JR, you need me to filibuster while you get that together?
No. It should be pretty quick, man. I got it right here.
How much you paying child support?
Yeah. I'm gonna pay nothing in child support.
Ooh.
Like I'm a good dad.
Hold on, but you travel all the time.
Yeah,
they're
but I'm
on
still a
different
good
states.
dad.
But you don't pay child support.
Why would I pay child support?
So you take them to school every day. You take them to the doctor's offices. You take them to practice.
I mess with women that got themselves together.
Okay.
And
like a true toxic man. But you know what it takes physically? I would rather today, where I am today, I'm doing it alone.
Yes.
And it's hard. But you know how easy it is for me to go and work and make the money. I have to have a nanny, right?
Yes.
And she has to, like this morning, I'm at the radio station. She got to take him to school.
Yes.
She sometimes has to take him to practice.
But you don't have no help. My kids, I help their mothers. I don't pay child support.
Okay, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on.
Like, why would I pay child support? I'm not a bum.
Because did you pay for their school?
Of course.
Okay. So
but you talk so fast, you don't let people get their thoughts out.
You just kept saying I don't pay child support.
You're a judge.
No. You kept saying I don't pay child support.
You put people on the.
Okay, so all these.
When I say I pay, no. Let's make sure we're clear. It's very important because I got my friend, my
so child support.
Let me finish my thought, darling.
Oh, 2x.
Thank you. Yeah, make sure. When I say don't pay, that's the communication gap.
Okay.
When you saying, what do I pay? You're thinking child support. I'm not giving anything. I'm saying I take care of my babies.
Okay, what does that look like?
Yeah, it looks like you take care of you.
Can you explain to me what it looks like?
Yeah,
you have to take care of
school, clothes, trips, etc.
Okay, what about they live in the house with their mom 24/7, right?
Yes,
they live in their home. So do you pay any of those bills in their house?
Yes, I did. They grown now.
We're gonna focus.
Yeah, when they were kids, yes.
So the 16-year-old not right now. So you have to have one that's underage.
Yes, and well taken care of.
What does that look like now today?
It's amazing.
What does it look like?
What do you mean what it looks like?
For the 16-year-old right now, what does that look like? How do you take care of him?
It's a boy, visit, we hang, go to games, etc.
School?
Yeah, he goes to school. Yeah, I don't take him to
car?
school. No, he's 16. No.
So who drives him to school?
His mom.
So you pay for the gas?
No.
Do you pay for her car insurance?
No.
Do you pay for her car bill?
No.
Do you pay for her light bill?
No.
Do you give her money for food?
Of course.
How much?
Whatever she needs.
So every month, you don't.
I don't see.
So she has to ask you for it.
Here's the thing: the structure that most women, and this is how you're thinking. You're thinking, I need X, Y, and Z. But there's some women on this planet who move a certain way, and when they need something, because if you got your stuff together,
so how about you get your stuff together?
Some women will say, "Baby, I need this," and it's done.
Baby, you are my baby daddy.
No.
We made a mistake, right? Remember?
There you go again. With the energy and your toxic energy,
I'm not toxic.
And the way.
Matter of
let me finish. And your energy influences negativity. You don't stay calm. Listen to what I'm saying.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm giving you my point. When you do all that, and the tone of your voice creates that type of energy.
Okay,
so what I'm saying to you is, there's people on this planet that just totally move a different way. You're not child support. You're not a judge.
Mm-hmm.
All you can do is say what.
Yeah,
He pissed me off.
Yeah, she is absolutely terrible host.
She is.
She's a terrible host. She's a terrible, just overall her demeanor. She didn't allow him to finish any of his sentence cut him off, did a lot of childish antics and ad-libbing, right? And this goes back to the conversation that we've been having this evening. When certain men get the opportunity to talk and express themselves and go into greater detail, this is the constant hurdles and obstacles that they are met, right? I'm trying to get from A to B, but you're putting all these things in my way, trying to trip me up so you can have an I got your moment. And that's what she was looking for. And I got your moment. What he was essentially explaining is that I don't pay child support because I'm a responsible man. I'm a responsible father. If my child is sick, I am there. If my child needs anything, I am there. School is paid for. Clothes, they have it every fall and season. Food, I got them. Trips, we're there. You know what I'm saying? I understand that bills need to be paid. He also allocates that. What she was trying to get at, and the undertone of her entire message was, you need to pay, you since you put a child in me that I didn't want, and she clarified that, remember, you're just my baby daddy. This child is a mistake. You need to fix this mistake. She treated and talked about the child as an other thing, as therefore you are responsible for taking everything. Even my hair, my nails, it doesn't matter. That's what you're responsible for, right? And she viewed him and emasculated him as a man and treated him as a wallet or an ATM, as opposed to taking consideration for his thoughts, feelings, in the process of how he takes care of his children. And sort of this is a classic example of this particular woman not really listening to comprehend, but rather listening to respond and trying to get you an I got you moment. So I yield.
Hold on.
She might have been on her period or something.
I want to get Brittany in there because she's been quiet too. We'll come back to time.
Yeah, I don't agree with her. She was talking about two different things: spousal support and child support, right? If he takes care of his child's expenses, then he's doing what he needs to do, unless he has some sort of spousal support arrangement. And typically that's put in place when the spouse or the ex-spouse is trying to maintain a certain standard of living from when they were married. But I mean, in this case, it sounds like she was really trying to put him in that category when, you know, I don't believe in child support. I believe in you taking care of whatever the child's expenses are. If it's tuition, y'all figure out how you're going to pay tuition, sports programs, extracurricular, birthdays, and all of that. Like, I don't expect a man to necessarily pay my light bill, my gas bill, and all of that if we're no longer together, because I would have to pay that regardless of you. Those are my expenses. Unless I was unemployed and you took care of me and I'm trying to gain education or a job to be able to take care of myself. But if I'm already working, if I'm already capable of taking care of myself, then why are we going down that rabbit hole? That's just, I don't believe in that. Just take care of your child. Help take care of your child.
Also, too, one last thing before I share the mic. I just want to make this one last point.
I just wonder, Brittany, if he was unemployed, should that man leave you?
Say that again.
If he was unemployed, ma'am, should that man leave you?
That's a very broad question. Everything's circumstantial. Everything's circumstantial. I mean,
why
if
would
she
a
was
man
out there,
leave a woman that was unemployed? I don't understand. Unless he was using her for her employment. Like, why would a man have an issue with a woman losing her job?
But it's okay for a woman to leave a man if he loses his job, though, right? It's okay for a woman to leave a man if he loses his job, right, Brittany?
First of all, let's not go there, because when I made the statement about not falling in love or getting into a relationship with a man who's unemployed or underemployed, that's totally different from I'm in a relationship with someone or a marriage with the man who was employed and he loses his job. I'm not out the door, when that happens. I know his character. I know if he has ambition. I know how he's going to handle that situation. I was saying I would never fall in love with a man or commit to a man if when I meet him, he's still trying to figure things out. I will encourage you. I will support you. I will connect you. I'm going to cheer you on. But you're not going to get a commitment from me as you're still trying to figure things out. Because you're not able to pour into a relationship when you're still trying to figure things out for yourself. So that's a totally different situation. But if I'm in a marriage or if I'm in a committed relationship and a man hits hard times, I'm gonna help. Like, I'm going to step up to the plate. I'm not just out the door because all of a sudden he lost his job. I mean, I've been through situations like that before. So
one thing I wanted to kind of point out and highlight in the video, although she said all those things and he responded and handled that pretty well, one thing that she never brought up or ever talked about, and I rarely ever hear women ever talk about this, they just worry about the finances and the money and what you're paying. It's what you're instilling in that child. What are you teaching that child? What value system are you teaching that child? How are you teaching that child to interact and communicate not only with his peers but also adults, and also how to talk to and handle women as well? That is something that is always missing, that I never hear out of women's mouths ever talk about. How are you what type of value systems are you instilling in that child? It's not about the child support or the baseball cap that costs $50 so he can go to the ball game. It's what value system, and that's always missing. But they expect it for him to have it somehow, some way, mysteriously when they get to 30 and out in the dating world. And it's like, where are your value systems? I was like, well, my mom only wanted my dad to only just pay child support and pay for my Jordans and my 2 pairs of earrings and my oversized 3X pink t-shirt, you know?
I saw this clip a while ago and I didn't like it then either. I feel that she unfortunately represents a lot of the women that Hank likes to go in on. I feel that she is one of those women that you can say is selfish, right? Even the statement she made about, okay, so the child lives with the mother and she drives him to school. Do you pay for the gas? How does that make logical sense when you need gas in your car to drive it anyway? You know, I'm with Brittany on the idea of I've never been big on child support for multiple reasons. My top biggest reasons is I feel that if you have a man that wants to be active in a child's life, you're putting him in a bind when you bring the state into a situation dealing with that man, right? Now he only feels that he has to give this monetary value, and maybe he doesn't want to do anything else because he went through the stress of doing that. You also put stress on your child, and I think a lot of women don't realize that because you don't know how he feels about it, how that's impacting his relationship with his child, because you're not allowing him to just let that blossom naturally. Like, just because the relationship between the two of you didn't work, or like she stated, it was a mistake and you just ended up with this child, now you want to punish him for it. But it takes two to tango. Both of y'all made the mistake. And if you really feel that strongly about it, I never heard the perspective of, and what he could have come back with was, if it was really that bad, then she could give the child to him. And how about you pay child support? That would be a totally different conversation. You know, I didn't like her points at all. She became very childish towards the end when he told her that she spoke aggressively, which she did. And then she just stopped listening to him and started mocking him instead of actually taking in what he was stating. He's there for his children. And I feel like child support is set up for men, like he stated, deadbeat fathers who do not want to be a part of that child's life. If you have a man, whether he's struggling or not, if he's trying and he's showing up for that child, I don't think you should put that bind on him. But that's just me.
Well, it really sounds like she's speaking out of being hurt. Whoever knocked her up, you know what I'm saying? She probably shitted on him, pulled the cocoa, get out my face, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Pushed him away. And now it's, oh, this nigga ain't shit. Who you? He ain't paying for your gas. Well, what you doing? The entire time she was just leading him. If they was in court, motherfucker like, objection, leading the witness. Because that's exactly what she was doing. She was just waiting. She was waiting for that one thing that he said, and just like we said or whoever. Got you. That's exactly that's all that she was waiting for. So, and I agree that most women don't think that way. However, there are a lot of women that in my opinion, have sabotaged the way that they think about their relationship with their baby's father, and creating those very instances to where a motherfucker don't even want to deal with them. And then they make it difficult for you to even deal with your child. So it does nothing but hurt the child in the instance, because you want to have this animosity towards me, you know, which is unnecessary. So I'm glad that all of the women spoke out against it. But I think that it's unfortunate because there's still, I would say, a vast majority of women that think that it's supposed to be like that. And it's not. Like you said, it takes two to tango, but somehow women, it seems, I would say, as far as with what we see on social media, in most cases, women act like that's not the case. It's like you laid up with this man beforehand, you let him crack you raw, you let him shoot the club up. He didn't do it just one time. It happened multiple times. And now all of a sudden is, oh, this nigga ain't shit. He ain't paying for my gas. It's like, it's what? But I land the plane now.
So again, like selfish. It's all about what she wanted. It's all about, she said, to hell with my kids. They could suffer too, because I don't give a damn, because I'm probably going through my menstrual, and that's why I'm feeling this way. So yeah, I'm gonna be selfish. Why ain't you doing this and that? And all the while, like she said, she was, since she don't feel like she's getting enough on child support, oh, well, you're not gonna see your kids, even though that's two separate issues, two separate situations. Just because I'm not paying child support doesn't mean I should not get my visitation. That's a totally separate thing. But you have individuals, you have heifers like that who will pull that type of move because they're selfish. It's all about them and how you make me feel. Man, look her. I see why that chick is lonely. I see why little buddy got out of the situation. He did himself a solid. First of all, he did it for his mental stability, because she ain't gonna do but drive his ass up the goddamn wall. And the way she was acting and carrying on, yeah, I could see her acting like that probably with her baby father. Acting the same damn way. Man's trying to explain himself, trying to get his point off. She don't want to listen. Like I said all the time, ladies, y'all are good talkers, but y'all bad listeners. And she was a prime example of what I'm talking about. She didn't want to listen to that man. She started making faces. She reminded me of somebody on this panel named Coco. I don't know why, but she did.
First of all, don't come at me like that. I ain't nothing like that, girl. I don't fucking look for no man to do nothing. None of my friends that I know have put their baby daddies or husbands on child support, and my identical twin sister has never put. We don't do that, okay? So that was why I asked in the thing when they said, "Oh, is child support supposed to be for bums?" I mean, I just feel like that women use child support as a weapon against men. So don't ever put me in a category with no chick like that. I may come at you that way when I'm communicating, because that's how aggressive I am with communicating. But don't ever, you can joke about me, the way I talk and my little attitude, because that's my personality. But don't put me in no thing talking about that I remind you of somebody that's ratchet and ridiculous like her. Okay, so we're gonna shut that down. Take it back, Hank. Take it back right now. That's it. Take it back.
You remind me of something.
I'm waiting.
All right, I'm glad you ain't holding your breath.
Men can be selfish too. I do know women can be selfish. I agree with that, but not all women. And he seems to feel that everybody but his wife is selfish. Every woman but his wife is selfish. And what he don't understand is he probably bark at her like motherfucking DMX, and she still love him through that shit. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
Well, for
Look,
the
I don't
record,
think my auntie doing that. I kind of met his wife. I don't think auntie like that.
wait, hold on. For the record, all Ty, Di, Coco, and Aisha, Brittany didn't say nothing on this one, but y'all all spoke out on how you're selfish during your period cycle. So
I didn't say I was selfish. I feel like other
First
you
of all,
definitely said you were selfish.
I'm not selfish on my period.
Everybody has to have a selfish part in them. Like
I didn't speak on that.
But you have
I
to be
didn't speak on
selfish.
that.
You
Y'all
can
all
be
said
upset.
that.
No, you can be
Brittany.
upset. You can
I
be
didn't
upset that I'm
speak on
upset.
that.
It's not what you
Aisha
say,
didn't even
it's
get
how
to
you
talk.
say it. You can be upset.
And
I definitely
and for me, I didn't
upset?
speak on it because I don't want the ladies to chew my head off because I understand we're all women.
Come on, Brittany. Come on, Brittany.
I didn't speak on it either.
I have never been the type to experience painful menstrual cycles. Like I didn't get cramps. I might get headaches. I might get extremely fatigued, but I ain't had a cramps. I didn't get cramps. So for me, I'm not, if anything, like what I go through during that time is more like a physical manifestation. Like I feel like it's too much information, but like bloated and like just tired and fatigued, but like I'm not moody and I don't have cramps.
Look at God.
But then again too, also the men, I think it just depends on like the men that I've dealt with too, like in that particular scenario. I don't know, like I've never really experienced a man that was really I'm trying to look for the best word. I don't want to say clingy, but like the guys that I deal with or that I have dealt with, I'm probably more clingy than they are. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably more like, what you doing? Like, you know what I mean? I've never really had men who want to be in my skin. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I couldn't relate because I've never experienced that.
Speak your truth, Brittany.
It is something wrong with that. It is something wrong with that, ma'am. When you don't know how, look here, you've been dealing with this for over 20 years and you still got to act this way with your man, your husband, your boyfriend. When are you going to learn in the process of going through these lady things on how to find some type of self-control?
And Hank, I'll share. I'm not going to speak for a couple, but everyone
unrealistic expectations.
Wow.
We've had this period for 20 years, but we ain't had the same man for 20 years.
Wow.
Y'all bring your own little nuances, okay? Do you know the nuances?
We got unexpected expectations. We got unrealistic.
And everyone's different. Everybody's body is different.
Tell your truth, Coco. Tell your truth, man.
Also, your period can get worse or better the older that you get. So it's also not the same.
Mine's got worse.
Period. Mine did too. I have a fibroid. So mine is drastically worse than it was when I was younger. But I've always had terrible periods. Like, that's why I said, Brittany, you're blessed, baby. Because I used to be in high school curled up on the floor with a bag. You know, they would have to send me to the nurse's office. I would be down in pills because my cramps would be so bad. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, but I've never dealt, like, especially like in my long-term relationships with a man who didn't understand when I was going through that time. And I didn't mind telling them either, like, I'm on my period. But he didn't then take that time to turn around and say, but what about me? No, because he knows I'm in pain. Right after, I'm going to go lay on him. Do you need something? You done took care of me all week, or for this day or two, because it's not an all week thing that you cramping. It's like a day or two that it get real bad and it feels intolerable because we tolerate it most of the time. You get a day.
It's usually
or two
the first couple of days.
You
that
feel
first day or two. Then you're like, all right, well, we got past the worst part. Now it's just
I'm good. Now I'm good. But I haven't had a guy that was just snapped on me because of it or didn't want to help me through it, or like rub my back. Because like I said, I have terrible cramps. So I'm always curled up in the bed. Or I literally would have to like go and sleep on the bathroom floor because I need a cold, hard surface to get through my cramps. And this is like through the middle of the night. You know what I mean? So for kink, it just sounds very ignorant. And it's ignorant because you're a man and you've never experienced the period. So it's understandable why you would feel that way, that after this amount of time, we should be used to it. But it's an ever-changing thing. You get what I'm saying? It's not the same period throughout your entire life. It changes. It can get better. It can get worse. And every period, every cycle can be different. I got cycles where I'm good. And then it's another one. It hit me hard. It's like, okay, it just changes. You don't know what you're getting.
Aisha, what's your take? Because I know you said you want to say. I want to know your take too, Aisha.
Are we talking about periods or child support?
Both.
Okay, I did not have bad periods. I am not a moody person by nature. I'm emotional, but I'm not moody. I am very much so like what you see is what you get. So I've never had an issue with a man like being on my period. They don't really know. Like even when I live with the guys, they don't really know unless I tell them. So I never really had like that issue. But I also can tell when I feel a certain way. Like I know like when I'm irritated, when I'm not having a good day, when I feel like I'm not at 100% emotionally. And most of those times I just withdraw. So I'll just like kind of retreat into myself and withdraw. I'm not combative by nature, so I don't get combative. As far as child support, I have a different view on it because I was put on child support. When that 20% came out of my check, I was fucking mad. I mean, can I say that? I mean, I was pissed to say the least. But I have a whole different perspective on child support because all men ain't the same. Some men will go put you on child support.
That is horrible.
Okay.
Yeah. And that I'm sorry, and I don't want to sound biased, but to me that is such a turn off. Like I remember a guy I met told me that he had put his ex-wife on child support, yet they both take care, like they both are physically active in that child's life. And he rubbed me as a guy who was literally just trying to get over. I guess it's the same thought process that we have about women who put men on child support, right? It's like if that man is a deadbeat, okay, that justifies it. If that man doesn't want to be in that child's life,
he was weird. I don't know why he did it. It was weird. It was an experience to say.
Well, we also have to bear in mind, like we look at child support through the lens of like getting things for the child, but we have to understand like sports programs are expensive. Signing them up, the registry, their equipment, their gear, like if they play football, like there's a whole things that come with that, soccer, etc. Then also we sign up our kids for other advanced classes or education. Like they're in music, they're in arts, they're in, you know what I'm saying, they're in science. Like even now, like with the AI and STEM, and like that's even gotten more competitive. Like a lot of more parents are more involved. Like we got to stop thinking like these are the olden days and there's just a chalkboard and an old white lady that's just drawing on it. Like programs today now are much more expensive and they're very time consuming, and there's a lot of things that come with them as well. So there's an added associated cost that wasn't thought about. Like everybody had food, shelter, clothes, all covered. Great. The primary basic, but there are all these other extracurricular activities that also cost money that people don't factor in. And then when it comes up, it's like, oh, I didn't realize it was going to cost this much. And how much is it a month? And how much is it for all this gear? And then it starts racking up, and it's every year, year after year. And then you have to have the conversation. It's like, I love that our child is excelling in all this, but we have to also understand there's a huge exorbitant cost that is associated with this, and we need to talk about strategies of how to pay for this or find funds or other vehicles for us to ensure that our child still succeeds in the things that he likes, and we're providing that kind of experience. People are not having those types of conversations because it's like, you know, like all they have to do is just be happy and give them food. Those days are far gone.
No, I was gonna say, to piggyback off of that, that's exactly when I was gonna speak on my point. I was gonna say that some women don't even realize that sometimes child support will give you less than you actually need for the child. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the father is doing so much that, like he said, he's taking care of the extracurricular activities, he's paying for the clothes, he's paying for the school supplies, he's paying for, you know, like he said, because she said, what about the food? And the guy on the clip said, I'll pay for the food. That's something my kid needs. But she's one of those people that would say that, but like, oh, there's other expenses. And he like, yes, call him. She was like, well, what about school? And he like, yeah, I pay for that. But then she started naming off expenses that had nothing to do with the child. Like, what about the car insurance? What about the car? What about the bills? And it's like, what about you being an adult? Like, I'm confused. What part, like, where did that come in? Like, I was completely confused about that, but I do understand why child support is there. I'm not going to say like the pointless parts of child support, because I think everybody hit that. But far as what I've experienced in my life, it's too many single mothers who because like for instance, from a male's perspective, my brother never gets to see his children because the mothers are so young that if he does not have money, they don't want him to see him. So I told him, shit, you basically ain't got that much money to take anyway. Put yourself on child support, and then you'll automatically get those rights. And then just to speak a little bit about my brother, he's in the street, so they're just taking your check from you having cancer. They're not going to touch the money that's your real money. So let you feel me? If they don't want to listen, my dad told me that's why he wasn't in my life and the rest of his other kids' life, because the parents
were, girl, you gotta censor that. You can't be putting a business out like
That's
that.
what I was just thinking.
Let me ask you one quick question, Day.
You said
Does your brother have life insurance?
No.
Does he have? No. How you out here gang banging without no life insurance, man? This is crazy.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff because they're not educating our people on life insurance. They want us to die by the gun by a certain weight for free. Okay, let's just say that. But when my brother died, his crackhead mother made sure to get the insurance. So I don't know who's getting the information, but that's not here or there.
Who is they?
But when it comes down to it, I feel like men can use it to get access to their kids. But women, I feel like a lot of women who avoid it, I feel like it cripples the father who don't want to be there. That's what I think. I think that if I had a guy, if I got pregnant by a guy, I would never put myself in this situation, but I'm trying to put myself in this situation. If I got pregnant by a guy and our bond was like, and we don't have a bond or nothing. He just like, oh, I'm gonna leave you. Like, he don't care about me at all, to the point where he's just like, I'm gonna fuck you in the baby. No, child support. You can have the baby on the weekends. We're gonna start as a newborn, so you can build that relationship with them. And then if I see that you're doing what you're supposed to do, and I ain't got to fight with you to be here anymore, I'll take you off. Because I feel like my brother first BM, I feel like she went wrong by not doing that. And he was able to go out there and be even more like out there. So I'm like, nah, like if you would have just made him, like held him accountable and told him you're going to take care of this kid, he would have seen how much of a good dad he could be. You know what I'm saying? He could have, he would have had to mature, because now when the baby's in his custody, he got to pay for diapers, he got to pay for milk. But I feel like a lot of women be like, oh, I'm independent and I don't need him, so F it. And it's like, nah, let him be a father to his kid. But if he's already doing what he's supposed to do, leave that man alone.
That's because she got Mr. Charlie taking care of her every month with that WIC and them food stamps and that government housing and slash Section 8. That's why she made that statement. I don't need him. As long as you got white daddy take care of you, you probably don't need him. But if white daddy ain't take care of you, I bet she'll be knocking at his goddamn door right now. I need some money.
With you on that,
I know she does.
All right. We'll play this little last clip, man. We'll get up out of here.
No.
Well, let me ask
so
you
what is Neo to you, Dr. B?
He's a womanizer. He cheated on his wife, and that's why she left him. He didn't cheat once. He cheated over and over again. He's a womanizer. And now what he's doing is, as a womanizer, he's gaslighting himself and that wife to make it seem like he wants polyamorous, when you never wanted polyamorous from the beginning. You wanted to be married but didn't have the discipline to do it, and your wife left you because she didn't tolerate that shit.
Maybe.
And so she pivoted from you, and now you're going and he's making these other women pay for the heartbreak that he caused to himself by saying, I want to be polyamorous. That's BS. You want to be married, you don't have the discipline, you don't have the tools to do it. So now you want to make sure you put out into the world, look at me, I want to be polyamorous because I cheated. No, you failed in your marriage. You're effed up, and that's the problem. Now you need to heal from that and not have these self-project your pain onto these women about your messed up decision making. Period.
Okay.
I knew you was gonna play that, Lapeef.
Who's she talking about?
Neo,
the singer.
Hey, wait, can you play that again?
That's a good point about him. Because he loves being here.
Liz, you got to pay attention now. You keep having your ass.
I'm trying to figure what's the problem.
Out of all the clips of her you gonna play that one.
What's wrong with
so I'm trying to figure this out though. What's the problem? Even if that's the case, he pivot to decide he want to polyamorous type relationship. What's wrong with that? You know, he probably, I know, yeah, he cheated on his wife because he wanted multiple women. So he said, hey, look, I'm just going to start living that life. I don't know. Is him and his ex-wife no longer together, or did they try to get back? I don't know. But regardless, if he decided to pivot and move on to two different women, I don't see nothing wrong with it. If them women he's dealing with okay with that, he's good with it. What's the problem? You know, the first wife didn't work out. It could have been anything. It could have been cheating, or it could have been he lost his goddamn job. You know, it could have been anything. You know what I'm saying? And they no longer together no more. So.
No, I think
I can't stand
What she say? What she say? What she say?
Hey, but
No, I think
realistically, don't women? I've always heard women say that they at least want to be able to make the decision. So if he's being upfront and honest about it, then what's the issue?
The argument
is
is that
key,
he wasn't being upfront and honest about it. He decided he wanted to be polyamorous after he continuously cheated on his wife and she decided to leave him. He didn't come to her and say, I want to be in a polygamous relationship. What do you think about this? This is where my mind is. I thought I wanted monogamy, but I'm realizing it's this. No, he just kept deceiving her. And she was trying to stick it through until she figured, just was like, forget it. I'm not going to do it anymore.
She spoke on this before, Taz. Like, she said he never told her that, like, because I was saying, how do the doctor know this opinion?
Because the Neo and his wife, I haven't seen a lot of them. I've only seen like a few clips, but his wife will like post certain things on social media, like interactions between them. He's talked about it. He's even
I saw
like
different they was in the house or something, or in the bedroom arguing.
Yep, they was in the bedroom arguing and stuff. He's even wrote different songs about how he used to be a womanizer, and then now he's trying to be better and he wants to be with one woman. But the issue is maybe whatever led him like to being a womanizer in the beginning, I don't think he was healed from, right? And then being famous and being in the spotlight and having all these women throw themselves at him isn't going to make the situation better. So no matter how much he wanted to be married, like the doctor said, he was never ready or mature enough to be with just one woman. So now he's going out there, and like King stated, maybe he decided moving forward, I'm just going to say I want to be in a polygamous relationship. But the issue in their marriage was he never brought that to the table. He just kept deceiving her. Now, moving forward, I hope he is telling these other women that's what he wants. And if you give the woman the choice, like Via said, it gives the woman the choice to be able to like, okay, I'm cool with it or I'm not. It's some women that's cool with it. I'm not. But it's some women that's cool with it. If you lay it on the table.
Neo's been in the game for 20 years easily. I'm pretty sure that at some point she just accepted the fact that he gonna cheat.
Why?
How long were they married?
I don't know. They weren't married for his whole career. They were only married, I think, for only a few years, maybe. And that's what they ran into.
The only reason I actually commented on this clip today, I was kind of disappointed in the doctor. I look at things and people, how they speak spiritually and stuff like that, with a little bit more context, because I'm like, how is she able to make this discernment without certain pieces of information, without speaking to him? Because I'm thinking in my head, what if he was told monogamy was the only right way to do things? Because Neo is a little bit more older than us. And what if he was really trying, but he wasn't getting the help that he needed? I feel like sometimes women think that just being a good wife will automatically stop men from cheating. I really do believe that. I don't think they really go into the root of what might be causing them to cheat. If they feel insecure about themselves, are they doing it to keep producing not serotonin, but dopamine? Is it a lack of dopamine in the brain? There's so many things that can contribute to it, and a lot of women tend to take it personal, and sometimes men, they just hate that. They just like, no, it's not that I don't love you, it's not that I don't want to be with you, it's not that I don't want to commit to you. Some men, I think they really do have a problem. They just feel like they want to fuck, they got to have it, they're missing something, and because they're not checking their emotions and what's going on internally, they just like, and once they, and even when it comes up, what's coming in internally, they just like, nope, push it back down. What do I got to do to push this back down? But now that you gave me some more context and him admitting that he was a womanizer, and him never bringing it to his wife, you know, because you never know how she might have felt. And she might have been open to it once you've healed all the things you were supposed to heal from cheating and lying to her. So if you didn't give your wife that option, it is going to make me question you on, are you really want to be polygamous, or is this the way to clean up you? Because he has a certain look, you know what I'm saying? He has a certain image, a certain brand. He speak about love. He writes about love. You know, he has a certain brand about himself. So I feel like at first when I heard her speaking, because of the emotion and she was speaking and how I never seen the doctor so filled with that much flustered energy. And I think she knows there's more to it too. By the way she was talking, she can only go off of what she's seen on the internet. And I think if she was to speak with Neo, I think she'll have a little bit more insight, because I feel like when I realize I'm delivering my opinion like that, now I want to listen more, because I'm like, why am I so
emotionally drawn to it?
Yeah, it's something I'm not processing right, or something I'm taking personal, or something that he's doing that's relating to my childhood trauma. So now I can't give an educated response. And for some reason, when I watched that clip, it just looked like she was triggered, and I'm like, oh dang, what makes her say this? Because I always agree with her, but even if I usually agree with you, if I disagree with you, you're going to see it on my page too. You're going to be like, dang, what happened here? So I can't really speak, but that's just my view on that.
They've been married from 2016 to 2023.
The woman didn't give a man a safe place to even talk about the situation. And sure, you know, ladies, if y'all don't give your man an opportunity to speak on it, how can he express that to you? A lot of ladies don't want to hear that type. I want to have another woman. Could you imagine going to your wife and telling her, I want another woman? You know how that would crush her? So
but you gotta say it.
But Hank,
she was probably, was she a groupie?
To say those words, I doubt it. And so what he tried to do, try to sneak around, lie and deceit, and play all these questionable childish games just to try to get away with it until he couldn't, and then he got caught up.
Like, I don't know why we don't kind of present monogamy and polyamory at the same time in a sort of, it's like our society pushes one, like, you got to be monogamous and you only got to be with one person. Well, why don't you just present both and let people choose the path that they choose and understand?
It's illegal in America.
You know, it's still what?
It's illegal in America. That's why.
Yeah, it's illegal.
Other countries
let me tell you something.
It's
only illegal in America. It's only illegal in America, and the only reason they'll pass all these laws for all these 57 flavors of gay and trans and all these things for everything of the rainbow, but they will never make polyamory legal. Want to know why? Because it has nothing to do with love, and it has nothing to do with union. It has everything to do with the taxpayer dollar. It has everything to do with money. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. You can't, man and woman, that's one union. Imagine one man with 4 wives. That's 5. That's a union of 5. It comes down to mathematics, and they don't, the government does not benefit. They don't see the benefit. It has nothing to do. They don't care what you do in your personal life, but they understand the structure of how relationships come together. That's really what it is. That's why they'll allow all these other debauchery things to happen and take place, and they'll pass all these policies, but they'll never legalize that because they understand under the cloak of everything, it comes down to the almighty dollar.
And Hank, I just want to say, just because it might be a difficult conversation when you're talking about your wife, you can't avoid it. You can't avoid it. The point in seeing if this woman is the one for you for your lifetime, you have to have a difficult conversation. She might not receive it well at first, but if you know why you want to do it and you have a plan for what you want to do, you have to have that conversation. If he would have just had that conversation when he had that realization, he could have avoided a lot of damage that probably happened in that marriage. You had like I had a relationship with somebody in my family, and I don't mind saying this because it's fixed now, but me and my mom, and she was like, well, we were going through that trauma. Let me finish.
I agree with you, Bram. I agree with you.
Oh, okay.
But I don't want you to get on this plane again it's gonna take a long time to land. So I don't agree with you. I see.
No, my
you're
mom
right,
just
man.
explained. No, this is the issue with the community. It wasn't even about a plane, but this is the issue with the community. We all avoid hard conversations to protect our feelings with moms, dads, relationships. And I just feel like we really got to stop doing that. Have the hard conversations, get the heartbreak up front if it's a heartbreak, and move on to avoid the damage.
Hey, so I just looked it up. Utah actually decriminalized polygamous marriages. So they might be on board to be one of the first states to make it
Shout out to the
official.
Mormons. Shout out to the Mormons.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree with it because I feel like it's a lot of
Now
women
at
out
the
here
same
that do
time, I do question how these two met. You know, was she a groupie? And he just so happened to put a ring on her, just because the sex was good or whatever. Was it actually built off of love to where they both went into it under that act and not it being Neo, and her having I'm assuming this is her that JR is showing, her being a red bone or whatever. So it is. To me, I think now marriage is so underplayed and undervalued, and especially in the celebrity world, it's easy to do it in a sense because you come across so many different women, so many different men, to where your options are unlimited. So did they go into the marriage where it was damn near open and she just, cuffed them to try to get that place? Or I feel like it's so much more to it that we don't know. Neo been in the game for a minute. I personally don't see how women may be attracted to him. I think he a little, like that. But hey, that we was talking about it in the group chat earlier. Sometimes that money will make motherfucker look over anything. You know what I'm saying? Buddy could get like getting pegged or something, and she with it because she knows she gonna be living that lifestyle. So at some point, did she get tired that he was slinging dick everywhere, and it was like, you know what, I'm gonna walk away? Or did it? It's so much more to it. I think to call him a womanizer, I don't know what the term womanizer means exactly. I thought it was like somebody that abused women, but it's I feel like this is unfortunate that just how Dad pointed out that she was so passionate about it, and she don't know what does she know about it aside from what we see on the surface level. It's easy for a woman to say that we broke up because he couldn't stop cheating, and don't share the full story of it. The man is always going to be blamed. So I think that we should definitely have more information about whatever before allowing for our emotions to get so caught up in making an assumption. Because all we know, she was damn near a groupie the entire time.
Well,
But Viz, something about a man with a job, boy, that makes the cootie cat wet. We talked about this last Wednesday, though. Man with a job, ain't that right?
Hey, that
right,
that money turned that faucet on.
Yes, Daddy. Man, and I tell you, and once they get a man like that, they are entitled to perfection. Those type of women, they be entitled to perfection.
Because when he was with his wife, when Neo was with his wife, they were married and it wasn't public. Now all of a sudden you want to be poly and you flaunting these girls and like you motherfucking Hugh Hefner or something. That's why I look like he's a womanizer. Because it's like, if you really want to do poly, why you got to be all out open like that? You wasn't doing that with your wife, but you claim you wanted to be married. So that's why he's a womanizer. That's why he's looking like he's going through maybe a midlife crisis to me. Because if you really wanted to be poly, you wouldn't be out here flaunting your chicks like that. You flaunt them like they hoes, like groupies. But you trying to say poly. Make it make sense.
I mean, but
the reason why he didn't do that with his wife, because he really didn't want to be with his wife, because he just got her pregnant. So he said, I got to make an honest woman out of the heifer. That's the only reason why he did that.
Hey, Coco, I thought it was day tomorrow, right? That's what women say. Women say day tomorrow. Date them all,
No, we say
sis.
may the best man win. There's
Exactly. Date them all.
Not date them all. It's may the best man win. So if she got one or two, which one of them will eventually win. May the best one win. That's the rule in dating.
I have to agree with the guys because I think that she was a groupie. Like, I don't know where this lady came from, but I feel like whenever they first started dating, she was pretty much like a light-skinned groupie. And she got pregnant, and he was like, let's go ahead and get married. But I believe that in the beginning of the marriage, it was some swinger stuff going on. She was well aware of his sexual appetites and the things, because we all been in relationships, right? Just like Kris Jenner knew that Bruce was cross-dressing, right? She was okay with it. So I feel like she was definitely on board with this. And she was like, oh, if I have a couple babies, he gonna stop. Nay.
No.
I am who I am. And he said, I'm tired of hiding like Bruce Jenner. And he said, I'm finna show you.
Know Michael Blackson?
Hey,
Michael Blackson and his wife partner, I don't know who she is, but Michael Blackson, they were on a couples therapy show, and they've been, I'm not so much poly, but they've been, we get girls every time we go out. They've been doing it for years, but now she like, man, we've been doing this for like 20 years.
She was
I want to do something different.
Yeah.
Right. So she was just kind of like, and that's why they was in therapy. Like, I want to do something different. Like, why can't it be? And he's really like, I mean, but why? Like, we've been good. Like, he don't even want to, like, you see what I'm saying? She evolved. Like we were talking about on Sunday. She evolved. So yeah, it started that way. And Neo and that girl, they got together when they was young. You know, when they got
also she
so
was
like they probably was, you know, hot and partying when they got together and then still got married.
So Coco, something, and this goes back to what I've been saying the entire show. What you just explained, you said that she evolved, and then right before that, you said that he was like, "Oh, wow, we're good." To me, that says that she did not communicate any of that at any point in time. That was just thrown at him. At no point in time was it communicated.
It's because she started
but I'm
telling him
saying,
that, and he's like, I don't want to take that. He's like, I don't want to talk about it. Like, I don't want to change nothing. I want to keep it that way.
If they've been doing this for 20 plus years, I mean, so it's for you to, for her to expect for this to immediately change after we've been doing this for 20 plus years and you ain't said shit. Like that's a problem.
I think, you know, sometimes you always see things black and white. Your gray area is challenging because
that's all that it is.
Let me finish. Because I just said to you that they were in a couples therapy show, and it's because they've been communicating. She's been communicating. She wants something different. And
after
he's
20
been saying,
years.
he's been, yeah, of course. But that's what I'm saying. She evolved. Why can she? You're just saying communicate.
No, she said he been communicating this, so communicating before the show. So we don't know how long.
That's what I'm saying. They're on the show. They're on the show because of that. And they're on the show because they don't want to leave each other alone. Michael Blackson, like, I don't want you going nowhere, but I don't want to stop doing what I'm doing. And she's like, I don't want to leave you, but I don't want these girls coming to my house no more. Like, she's just like, so they trying to find a middleman, but the whole time he's literally like, man, I don't want to, like, why can't we just be the way we was? And he's not seeing, like, again, she evolved. So she's trying to find a way to communicate, and they're trying to find a way to, like, mesh together. And it's hard because they both like this. Like, she's ready to go this way, and he's still ready to stay that way. And he ain't letting her, he don't want to let her go. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know.
He should move. He should move. The reason why, because the contract was signed. Like I said it Sunday, the contract was signed. Now, she need to go get her goddamn union rep, and we need to come to the table and renegotiate this contract. But if me as a leader of the contract, I'm not gonna move off of it. So we stuck on it. Ma'am, you can either ride with this train or get the hell off and move on.
I forgot. She also wanted to have a kid.
Go ahead, Brittany.
How is it selfish when we had the conversation? We both agreed on it.
The goal should be to find a common ground.
We
The
did.
goal
That's why
should
we
be to
doing
find
this,
a
Brittany.
common ground.
So
Yeah,
I
but
feel like I feel
because we both
if
agreed
he's
on it.
I
But
feel like
people
what I
change.
agree.
Well, no,
And
I forgot one piece. She wanted to have a kid too, which is part of the reason why she wanted to stop all that partying too. She wanted to have a kid.
Oh,
So that also made
Yeah,
sense.
she
Like
can
we
stop,
can't
but
keep doing this and
keep
having
doing
a
what I'm
kid,
doing.
you know? Like
Hey,
make
look,
it like she's just
she can
gonna
take a
like
year
kids
off.
don't think differently when you're trying to do something different in life. When you're
I
trying to
got
be
you.
responsible for a kid, you still want to
She can
keep running
take
the
a year
streets and
off
bringing chicks
and do
in.
that. And when you ready to come back, you come on back. But I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing because that's what the contract said.
so
yeah, I mean, y'all,
I agree with
we
Viz
just
and
we
the other
just
lady.
we just damned Neo for doing what he's doing. I mean, I think if anything, shit, I give him his props because he been up front and honest since
Being
day
honest.
one with it.
Yes.
I
And that's
like
why
the
I
fact
agree with
that
y'all about the women being groupies, because when you really think about it, a lot of groupies do have that mentality. They have the mentality like, you got so many women and you chose me, so now I'm gonna be entitled to a certain type of perfection. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing what that man actually come with, not knowing if she can help him fight the demons he's fighting. They don't care about the demons he's fighting. They don't care about the problems he might have. They just
Damn, why
enjoy
you gotta be
about what
fighting
he's doing
demons?
for them right then and there. And then when it comes down to the real problems, they like, I want to get up out of here. Far as the lady and Michael Blackson, I think that once Michael Black, I honestly think that situation, if since they agreed to it, I understand what Hank's saying, and I agree. If the agreement was this is what we gonna do, then this is what it is. But because he loves her, and it seems like she loves him, it don't seem like this is a situation where they don't think that one of the other loves each other. She just like, I want to raise a kid, and raising a kid, I don't want to raise them like this. People could say they want a kid 10 years from now, and then they could say they don't want a kid 10 years from now. So things change. And I think Michael Blackson, when it comes down to it, if she actually decided to present him those papers, depending on what type of woman she's been to him, it might consider him to do a certain type of healing that would allow him to have a child. I think Michael Blackson in that situation, I think he's scared about what she's trying to build. You know what I'm saying? I think it comes from a lot of fear. I don't think it comes from love or anything like that. I don't think Michael Blackson should just say F her and walk away. But I think they should hear each other out. And maybe like the only common ground would be like, okay, at what time can we have this? Because if she's on the clock, then at that point, they just gonna have to choose how much they love each other and choose if these women who's coming in and out is worth your forever at that point.
They definitely was on the clock, but by the end, he did end up saying that he would slow down that lifestyle in order to fulfill what she wanted to fulfill.
That means she was doing her job.
Right. And because when you are in a marriage and you actually care about the person, regardless of what the contract was in the beginning, the contract can be rewritten. You get what I'm saying? We can go back to the drawing books and relook over it and figure out what's going to work best for both of us as we grow and change.
Because as long as she's not doing it for her ego. She sounded like she had a legit reason, and that's why Michael Blackson was like, I'll do it. Whereas the first girl, she like, this hurt my feelings. So I just like, bitch, you married him. Like, if I'm marrying somebody, I'm not gonna just break up with you because you simply just hurt my feelings. We finna get therapy. I'm going to take every route possible to make it work. And when you take those routes, it's not something that's going to happen within a year, especially if this is something he's been doing constantly before you got into marriage. And that's why I said some women, they think marriage equals perfection when it just means more work.
Way more work.
Yeah, relationships are dynamic. Growth is inevitable, right? And just like with the business, I mean, you walk through the word contract in there, but you're not going to have the same playbook for the duration of your business. You're going to evolve with time. You're going to look at new trends. You're going to assess what's working and what's no longer working. So I think it's selfish to just say, this is how it's always been. We're sticking with it. You have to revisit things and see what's going to work for the future. Hink.
See my buddy,
you know, once upon a time, slaves could only eat chicken.
I see you shoot from the I see you shoot from the
Women
air.
are always evolving. I think that it's important that men understand that. It's important that men understand that women are always evolving. Like every 5 years, we change our mind, you know? And I think someone else said
5 minutes. Every 5 minutes.
Oh, not 5 minutes. I mean, So we grow, we evolve, things change, the way we feel change, the way we want to be touched change, the way the things that we want, everything changes. And so I think that men have to be understanding of that, Hank. We are not going to be doing the same thing 5 years from now.
They on your ass.
I mean, or
Like
unless
you never,
buddy,
you
I
can't
hate you coming at
possibly
my
have
neck. I
grown.
see.
You still doing the same thing you was doing 10 years ago. Like you just never
I
grown.
must have
Like,
sent a group
like
text
that's
message on
crazy.
me.
Get him. Get him.
Nah, I
What
agree
you
with
said, JR? What you said?
Get him.
And I think that woman, by her putting up her change and wanting that change right away, that's how you could tell she was doing things the right way. And you could tell Michael Blackson trusted his wife. Like she was doing whatever she was doing behind closed doors. Bitch, call me, let me know something.
she was riding for him. That's what she was doing behind closed doors. She had always been there.
Yeah. I mean, I think in
Like
that case,
there, mentally
they
and
may have
spiritually. Yeah.
in that case, it may be something that could work. It could all be for TV. But I think if you've invested that much time and also experiences, then any person that is actually and truthfully in love with someone, they would be willing to find common ground in order for it to to keep going. But of course, that person will have to feel and know that there is some type of value in them.
Mm-hmm. They can't be threatened by the other person's mistakes. They got to be confident in who they are.
All right, get to the super chat. Big Bama 44499 says some people love to push the buttons of the heathens. King JR, Biz, and Louise. This pump 100 emoji.
Yes.
We got $11.10. Says I'm tired of females always trying to tell me why I cheated, but you can't tell the person in the mirror the truth. Hell yeah, I cheated, and I got something set up for the weekend too.
Damn,
Okay,
big
good
ass.
for you.
Ignorant as hell.
I hope you have fun this weekend.
Shout out to my dog, Big Ann 11.
That boy ignorant as hell.
I can't stress this enough, man. One of the things I always speak on is by having balance. Once you get the information and once you get the data, I don't think it should just be in one direction. You got to have an open mind. You got to be willing to accept change, how things may come at you, and you just got to know what to do with that data and information. So if somebody switch up on you, you paying attention, then you know what to do with it. It's not on, off, left or right, up and down. You got to find a way to get in between in these moments because people be flipping. You be having situations like things at your job. Sometimes the kids, sometimes their behavior change. It's unnecessary stress. Sometimes people's bodies change too. You know, I've seen some men, they go through some pain right now. They don't know where it came from, but they just associate it to age. But nevertheless, it's because you're eating bad. You ain't exercise. You ain't at least get 8,000. You should be getting at least 8,000 steps a day. At least
I thought it was 10.
I say 10, but I'm just saying at least. You know, if you're getting 8, then you're good. But if you're getting somewhere like 250, 1,000, 1,200.
I'm getting like 800 a day.
Yeah, I got to be more than that, man. So I suggest
I got to get out the house. I do everything in the house. I work in the house and everything.
Yeah, get
so
your ass out the bed, Coco.
Like it's a lot of people that have equipment that they've ordered and it's just still sitting there. And they keep saying,
I have a full gym. I have a Peloton. I have a treadmill. I have a whole weight set and everything. The door just stays closed.
Well,
I need
then
to do better. 2025.
That motherfucker is
tomorrow.
Shout out to being a coat rack.
Let that man finish.
She got a room full of coat racks.
Who's that laughing about? Somebody got an audience.
Yeah.
This got an audience.
It's a party. Pull up.
I Neo.
Go ahead, Jay.
Neo and his girlfriend is in the background.
Don't let them get you off your square.
Y'all know y'all so shady.
When Neo says a party, pull up. Nah, but starting tomorrow, Coco, we do expect to see some videos of you on the Peloton and pyramid and all that good stuff. So make sure you get your uploads ready while you getting camera ready.
It's snowing.
You said it's snowing?
I be peep, it's snowing right now.
Okay, well.
Oh no, you're in Chicago, right, Dad? Oh dang.
I guess they won't laugh. Wait, so you cry about everything, don't you? All right, come on, Jim. Let's see if we can harmonize and sing that "Let It Snow" for that, so we make her cry a little bit more. Put on some of that Johnny Taylor, $2. My last $2.
Shout out to Johnny Taylor. Good music. That's good music right there. That's for the old heads like myself.
You know, one good thing about these holiday seasons, get the eggnog drinks, man.
Is that what you over there sipping on? I saw something creamy.
Oh,
you got spice rum in it.
That's a big call.
Okay, that is. Y'all are wild.
Spice rum in it.
Hey,
let me get myself right now.
Brittany was chilling all day today, and then just came out with the biggest pause.
God damn.
No, it's
she said, "Bro, over there sipping on something."
No,
creamy.
no, for real. Didn't you have a glass of like? Can you hold it up? I know I'm not tweaking.
Cut it out.
Yes, it's like a creamy drink.
Yeah. Is it the
No, it
Evans
is.
eggnog or did you
Oh my God, y'all are wild.
So, you know, every now and then I become a professional bartender, but it's a coffee liqueur.
Is that Grand Marnier?
With some Woodford Reserve.
Mm-hmm.
And you also have little eggnog with a little 21% mixture. So,
okay.
Yeah. Little
Hey, boy, shout out to that Woodford Reserve. That's a drink for big dogs right there.
Then you're ready. You got a son, be like, what sound does a big dog make?
I think that's your spirit animal. You a wolf. A loner
God
wolf.
damn.
Not the one that run in packs. You the loner wolf that'll just tear them up.
Y'all speak so
like
bad
wolves.
about me.
Hold on,
I
let me
like wolves.
go ahead and stream. Hit that like button, also make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. Catch us next time.